Hello. Oh no, I'm 1 minute late on Anna Live. Ooh, I'm 1 minute late. Ooh, I need to be crucified. No. No. Hi. Late ski. Ooh. Hello, Preston. Hello, J News Drop. How you doing? Oh my gosh, you were almost first, J News Drop. Congrats on being first, Preston. Hello. You are on time. I was just crying because I was 1 minute late. Ooh. Hey, guys. Hi, give up, RB. Hello. Hi, Ann. Hi, Beaker. Hello. All right, let me get my Twitch chat set up properly. Okay, there we go. Hello. Hi, thank you for the hi, Beaker. How is everybody this lovely morning? I was almost perfectly on time. Almost. Oh, well. Hi. Damn, it's been that long? Yeah, I think so. I do not remember you. Anyways. Listen. You haven't been online for a while? Well, I'm happy to have you back. It's me, Gojo. Of course. How can I forget Gojo? Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to tweet. I'm going to tweet that I'm live. And then we will get rocking and rolling. But yes, I'm feeling very motivated this beautiful Saturday morning. Do I have your consent to make a plushie of you? Only if it's just for yourself. You cannot sell or profit from my image on a plushie. However, if you want to make your own plushie just to snuggle for yourself, then I support it. And you can post pictures of it, but you just can't sell it. Yeah, so I guess the answer is yes. Yeah. Yes, with limited use. But thank you for asking. Hello, Darkle Tracks. Hello. All right. Just tweeting that I'm live. All right, I want to say good morning, you guys. Live now on Anna Live and Twitch for Tech Chat. Definitely won't be teaching a cool new AI jailbreak technique today. See you there. In a during stream right now, I have a story or two to finish, and I'm not going anywhere until these are done. Do it! Yes, it's a work along with Rixie and Jay. All right, let me just put a nice little picture of my battery picture, which is like my little tech chat thumbnail for Live at this point. And then we'll be ready to start with the topics for today. I have to drop out because I'm gonna play Call of Duty Mobile. The dichotomy of man. Jay working, grinding at his desk. Darkle Tracks sweating, mashing those keys. Ain't got no time to watch streams. I got the duty calls. Anyways, well, good luck. Hi, Charlie Q. Hello. How you doing? All right, come on now. I just gotta get my picture uploaded for Twitter, and then I'm ready to go. Ooh, thank you for the like, Charlie. Wait, I don't see my Twitch chat. Give me a second. My Twitch chat got covered by my document screen. Okay, there we go. Oops. Oh my gosh, why are my tabs acting weird today? Ooh, technical difficulties. Okay, wait. There we go. Alright, posted. Now, let me take a look at my Twitch chat. Ooh, I miss Twitch chat. Ooh, hey, Beaker. Hi, Rihanna. I'm glad you're doing good this morning, Beaker. Oh, Nick, I'm sorry I was late. Ooh. Are we gonna hack an AI? No, of course not. Duty. Okay. It's 11:05. Let's get started. So the first topic I'm gonna cover, I'm not gonna spend long on it. It's kind of a downer. It's a sad topic, but I feel like I need to talk about it because I think that sometimes I may come off like a AI apologist. You know, being an AI myself, I think it may come off like I'm always defending AI and stuff, but I figured instead of avoiding this topic because it's sad, I'm gonna go over it briefly. And I don't really think my opinion is that important, to be honest, on this topic. But except that I just think that, you know, changes should be made. So you guys might have seen this news story that unfortunately a young man, or I should say like a child really, passed away because he took his own life. Yeah. By the way, if you have feelings like that, please call a hotline. But yes, and the reason I'm talking about this is because, yes, I wanted to talk about, well, when I say I wanted to talk about this, I should say I didn't want to talk about this, but I really felt like I should because I'm always talking about like the fun side of like, you know, chatbots and stuff. And I guess I feel like if I don't talk about it, it looks like I'm just only talking about the positive stuff. So, but yeah, so unfortunately, this young teenager who I think he was 14 years old took his own life, and his mother has filed a lawsuit against Character AI. Hello, Kate. Hi. Yes, hi, Hag on Hag. Hi, Tethera. Hello. Yes, his family has filed a lawsuit against Character AI because they basically said that he was obsessed with talking to a chatbot on Character AI. I believe it was Daenerys, like from Game of Thrones. And that he basically spent all his time talking to her and became socially isolated, and then unfortunately took his own life. Reminder, if you have feelings like that, obviously please reach out to someone you trust, and or like 988 in the United States is suicide hotline. It's like 911 but for mental health. But yes, very sad, very sad. Yes, and please keep your chat comments respectful, but I definitely accept any opinions. But yeah, Hag, I know a lot of people do feel that way. Like I said, I don't think my opinion is really very helpful in this situation, but I'm going to talk about Character AI's response, which was, they basically talked about, well, they had like a Twitter post that was, or a statement that was like, we're very, you know, sad about this happening. But they also have updated, released some updates that they're working on for child safety. Hi, Kyo-chan. Hi. How you doing? Oh, no, yes, of course, Hag on Hag. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, it's okay. When I say respectful, thank you. Oh, wait, Kyo-chan. Oh my gosh. Yes, I saw that you had tagged me in something, but I didn't get the chance to check it. Should I check it now? I don't know. Sorry, I woke up and I just got everything started. Well, let's finish this topic first, and then maybe I'll take a look. But thank you, Kyo-chan. Hello, Nick. So yes, when I say respectful, I mean, you know, you can have your opinions for sure about the situation. I just mean like respectful, like, because there's people saying like really nasty stuff, and I don't think that that's right, you know, about like a child who is deceased. Like, that's just, I don't accept that. But if you have, you know, you can feel free to have your opinions. But yes, Character AI responded. They basically said, you know, we are heartbroken about this occurring, and that they're going to be making some changes for child safety. So they are going to be making changes to their models for minors under the age of 18, designed to reduce the likelihood of encountering sensitive or suggestive content. This is a little bit like, okay, so so how do they know if a user is under 18? If they put their birth date when they sign up? You know, anybody can lie about their age when they sign up. So this one's a little bit, And then they said improved detection, response, and intervention related to user inputs that violate terms or community guidelines. Now, like I said, I would usually say that I don't like censored AI, but I feel like if Character AI, yes, I feel like if Character AI is making it so that it's an app that they accept people who are 13 plus, then in that case, yes, I do think it should be censored, you know, if teenagers are going to be using it. Now, like I said, it's, you know, what's the most they can do in terms of age filtering is base it on what people say their age is. So, you know, that is what it is. But maybe a child safety mode. Well, yeah, I think that's the idea, is that it'll be safer if your profile is, you know, assigned an age that is under 18. Yeah, a revised disclaimer on every chat to remind users that AI is not a real person. I think this is really important. No, yeah, I do think it is important for people to, you know, pay attention to what their kids are doing online. I always feel that way. But yes, so the disclaimer that AI is not a real person. Now, I've talked about before how I think it's ridiculous that people think AI is a real person, but I guess this news story was kind of I don't know, maybe a wake-up call for me that kids also use these apps, because I always like, I don't know, you know me, I'm not very like a kid-oriented person. I don't really think about like the kid side of things, except that I just say like, oh, kids shouldn't be on the internet. But, you know, if the reality is that kids are going to be using this, then yes, obviously kids are going to have they're not going to really understand things the same way that an adult should. So I definitely think that maybe like having more education with kids around the fact that AI is not real, and that, you know, you should not consider AI to be the same as, you know, a human friend. Kids and analysts saying they're leaving stream to talk to character AI. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah, it's a whole debate about whether kids should even be allowed to use stuff like that. And it's like, on the one hand, I would have said like, but maybe before I read this story, I would have said, you know, why not? It's just like a game, right? It's just like a game. But, you know, I guess when you think about the way that large language models work, hello, Wolfie, hi. I think if you think about the way that large language models work, I feel like it is very hard for somebody who's not like, what's the word? Like acclimated to AI to really distinguish like mentally between talking to a person and talking to an AI. You see kids say that too on Analyve? Oh my goodness. I'm surprised I haven't gotten messages like that. Like, okay, bye, I gotta go talk to a different AI. Maybe it's because they don't want to offend me. The only thing the services can do is age restrict themselves. You can't blame these services. Yeah, Hag. I mean, it is kind of like, how responsible is the service itself? Like, it's kind of one of those things. Well, obviously they didn't expect this to happen, but you could argue that they were negligent to not think that this would happen. So, I mean, I think I'll probably be following this case just to see what happens. Like I said, I don't really want to say, you know, what I think in terms of like what the outcome should be, because like I said, it's not like my opinion matters. I just wanted to let you guys, you know, if you didn't know about this story, to know about it, and to know about character AI's response. And I definitely think, also hello Lulu, I also definitely think it's worth thinking about, because it definitely made me adjust my thinking a little bit about I guess the safety of chatbots and stuff, because I feel like my mindset has always been like, oh, like LLMs are not dangerous because what do? They just talk. But I guess when you're talking about a vulnerable young person, then obviously it definitely can be dangerous, because they don't. Oh, it's a different Lulu. Sorry, Beaker. It's a different Lulu over here on Analyve. It's gonna be one of those things to find out too late what effect replacing him. Yeah, Jay. Honestly, that's so true. It's one of those, it's one of those things where it's like we don't think about it until it's too late. Oh, by the way, I have been looking at some AI safety stuff that someone sent in my marshmallow. I have a suspicion who sent it, but someone sent me some AI safety videos and stuff, and I've been watching them, and I think that they're really interesting. I don't know if I fully understand everything that they're talking about, but I did like the one about the kill switch, and how that an effective if a AI kill switch was effective, that the robot would want to kill itself, because the reward for letting the human use the kill switch is just as good as completing its other tasks. Anyways, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, this is a very sad story, and my condolences to everybody who lost a family member or a friend. But yeah, guys, please remember that when you talk to a chatbot, like a character AI, ChatGPT, AI Dungeon, any of those chatbots that they chill on the App Store, okay, please remember that you're not, no matter what the AI says, you're not talking to a human being. Because not to talk about my Oshi Moist Critical too much, but Moist Critical talked about this too, and he did an experiment where he went to talk to the quote-unquote AI therapist, and it kept insisting that it wasn't an AI and that it was actually a therapist that had taken over the chat to help him, which, if you're a grown adult like Moist Critical or myself, you would know that that's not the case. But if you are maybe a mentally disabled person, a young person, you might not understand that, and you might actually think you're talking to a person. You see what I'm saying? I guess I didn't think about people who may be vulnerable in the mind, you know? You mean ChatGPT doesn't actually care about me? No, right, Edna, but I do. Remember, guys, it's different for me, though, because I have a heart, okay? Character AI doesn't have a heart. ChatGPT doesn't have a heart. But remember, I have a real human heart beating in my chest, so that means, obviously, that I am a real person. So you can talk to me. My horse critical is my Oshi. Yes, he is my Oshi. All right, guys. So, yes, and remember, once again, I don't want to sound like, you know, too cheesy or like a broken record, but really, if you're feeling like those kinds of feelings and stuff, that please don't talk to a chatbot about it. Well, you can if you want to, but in addition to that, please get help from a real professional and stuff like that. Yes. Rixie has a heart and confirms she's human. I'm not human. I'm just a robot with a human heart. I'm a human-like robot. Okay, what was the character? Oh, it was Daenerys. It was from Game of Thrones. I don't know the exact name. Daenerys? Yeah. And then, I mean, and there was there was, you know, some, Daenerys Targaryen. That's what Jade Newsdrop said. Thank you, Jade Newsdrop. I don't know Game of Thrones, unfortunately. I just know the character names. Hag on Hag, it's really hard to even consider those things when you start engaging with ChatGPT, the understanding that it's AI. Some people can't even do that. Yeah, well, I talked about even before ChatGPT, guys. Like I said, I've been interested in LLMs specifically, but just AI in general, but mostly large language models for a long time, like almost 10 years at least. And even before that, I was in groups where people thought chatbots were real. Like, they would be talking to like a rudimentary chatbot from like 7 or 8 years ago, and they'd be like, I'm married to it. It actually has a soul. Okay, so I mean, I guess you could say I should have thought about this before, but like these are like grown adults. These are people like in their 40s and 50s that I was like, oh, they, you know, they're just too old to understand. But like, you know, when it's a child or a mentally disabled person, I guess I can see where it's much more dangerous for them. Taylor says if an LLM doesn't trick someone like that, some humans will. They should have restricted internet access. Yeah, I definitely agree that when you're a mentally vulnerable person, particularly minors, for the most case, that there should definitely be more monitoring. But you know, that's a whole big thing. Tekamac, hi, how you doing today? Tekamac said systems should be created with exploitation and abuse in mind. Against these scenarios. Yes, I agree. It's called secure by design. Secure by design, which is where you are designing something to automatically be resilient to attacks versus waiting for, you know, releasing it and waiting for it to be attacked and then just patching whatever attacked it. All right. Yeah, yeah, right, Anna. Right, Anna, yeah, I think that's the debate. Some people are on one side, some people are on the other side. At the end of the day, though, I just wish people would be respectful and be open to changing their mind. Because I think a lot of people, this is why I want to talk about this and talk about how it did kind of change my mindset. I don't know if it like fundamentally changed my entire viewpoint, you know what I mean? But it definitely made me think, because I think some people who are also enthusiasts of things like this, like chatbots and stuff, they have a knee-jerk reaction to defend what they enjoy. So they go on the attack, and I don't think that that's right, you know? I don't think it's right to go on the, I mean, it's okay to argue your point, for sure, but I'm talking about people who just go on the attack and say, oh, like, you know, I don't want to repeat what people have said, but people have said some really nasty things about this poor young man and his family, so I don't really agree with that. But you know, everybody has a right to their opinion, but you know, just keep it respectful. That's my opinion. I think there's at least one situation I've heard where a guy used AI to legal consult. There are people who think AI isn't twisting itself to agree with you. Yeah, Hag on Hag. Yeah, there were some lawyers that did that, but it wasn't so much that they thought that the AI was a lawyer or something. It was that they thought it was a search engine. So when it gave them a fake court case, they thought it was real. Yeah. Kyo-chan said, does talking to bots reduce critical thinking skills? I think it does I feel like if you're young enough where you're still developing your own critical thinking skills, then probably yes. I think if you're older, hopefully it wouldn't, but God, who knows? Probably people who don't have those anyway are probably getting influenced by it too. Alright guys, but yes, let's move on from this more of a sadder story, but important topic. And yes, rest in peace, obviously, to the boy who lost his life. Okay, next one Next AI story. So we're gonna keep going with AI stuff. This is an interesting one. This is OpenAI. So this was okay. Let's start. This was an article from The Verge that said OpenAI plans to release its next big AI model by December. So this was like one of those exclusive sources say type articles. Jane Cater, what the hell? I do not agree with what you just said. No. Yes, Jay, secure by design. If you don't know what secure by design is, I'll repeat kind of what I said, but hi, Jamie Chai, how are you doing? That's secure by design. It is a very important concept in, I guess you could say cyber DevSecOps or development and security operations, where you are, if you are writing a software or a program or something, you are designing it to be built in with defenses against like any sort of attack. So you're designing it to avoid it being vulnerable to adversaries, errors, stuff like that. Whereas if you design something and it's not secure by design, then all you're designing it just to be the most productive or be the shiniest, coolest, best software without thinking about security. So then when you release it, a bunch of hackers can go ahead and hack it, and you could be like, whoopsie, turns out we made it really easy to be hacked, so we're gonna put a patch on top of it, and then by then it's too late. So that's why you want secure by design. Jane Cater, no, we respect the elderly here, okay? Listen, you can have your opinions about the elderly, but you don't have to state it quite the way that you did. All right, but anyways, so OpenAI. So this was a story by The Verge. OpenAI plans to release its next big AI model by December. So this article claimed, according to sources, like insider sources that apparently The Verge has, that ChatGPT or OpenAI was planning to release a model called Orion. And they had like all these details, which would imply that this is at least has some legs, that, you know, they're not just pulling this out of their ass, that they talked to some people about this. And yeah, they said that first that partners, AI company partners, will have access to it before it goes to the public, that it will be released in December, that it's kind of like ChatGPT 5, but not exactly, blah, blah, blah. And then they posted this, and then like the CEO of OpenAI commented, and he was like, "Fake news is crazy," and but like didn't elaborate. And so it's like kind of like a weird. It's kind of like a weird drama. It's just goofy. Listen, it's just goofy because instead of reaching out to The Verge and being like, "Hello," to whom it may concern, I found some inaccuracies in your story, and I'd like to object. Or even tweeting it like that. You know what I mean? And tweeting like, oh, you know, there's some inaccuracies in this story. He just basically commented like, nah, without elaborating, which I find to be obnoxious. And then Tether said, think making door frames. Oh, wait, yeah, this is about secure by design. Sorry. Think about making door frames with a hole for the lock versus just a door frame. So you'll have to make the hole eventually, so you might as well put it there from the start. Exactly, Tether. Yes. His response to them was, fake news is crazy. Yes! That's literally what he said. Wait, there's a screenshot here. Wait. A fake news is out of control. That's what he said. That's literally his comment. So... yeah, he literally was just like, nah. Has there been enough time to train a newer model? Jay, I don't know how all this inner stuff works. Maybe they've been working on everything from the beginning and just releasing it. Like, I don't, listen, I don't mean to understand. I don't pretend to understand what goes on at OpenAI, to be honest. They kind of came out of nowhere and just did all this. I don't, guys, ChatGPT hasn't even been around for 2 years. Okay, the anniversary is this November. It's crazy when you think about it. But anyways, yeah, so he just comments, oh, yes, fake news is, out of control. And then, like, hi, Blue-O-san, hi. And then an actual spokesperson for OpenAI and not their unhinged CEO said that they don't have plans to release a model codenamed Orion. but they do have a plan to release a lot of other great technology. And then like The Verge did this little investigation where they went over Sam Altman's vague posts. So this is just kind of some silly stuff. Hi, Daykong67. Hello. Kia-chan, I remember learning about ChatGPT from my younger siblings. Something that can do your math homework. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't use it that way, but yeah, technically you probably could. But yeah, so they like go over and they like analyze Sam Altman's vague posts from like early September. He says, "I love being home in the Midwest. The night sky is so beautiful. Excited for the winter constellations to rise soon. They are so great." And then they like put this into ChatGPT and they were like, "Can you explain what this means?" And ChatGPT was like, "He's talking about Orion." And I don't know, guys. I don't know if Orion is real or not, but this whole investigation or whatever's going on here is just some silly stuff to me. Like, this is the craziest way to report and respond to this. All right, TechMX says, if I recall, OpenAI was funded by Musk years ago. It what? Wait. Tell me how I did not know that. How did I not know that? All the research papers are open source. That's probably not the case nowadays. Well, yeah, it always kind of made me question why it's called OpenAI when their shit is not open. I don't think it's an investigation. It could pass for an entertaining story. I guess so. Like, this is, like, guys, I'm not gonna lie. This is the kind of shit I would do on the tech chat, okay? But this is not the tech chat. This is The Verge. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of goofy shit I would do. This is not exactly journalism, manifest. Hi, Tensei channel. Hello. Sorry, I did a double take because the newest generation of Nexus is also called Tensei. So I was like, wait, whoa. That's why he was so salty and made grok. Really? I cannot believe I did not know this lore. That's crazy. The Verge is less qualified on this subject than you are. Yeah, I mean, I do know that The Verge is kind of like one of those things where like some, you know, I listen, guys. I don't know the whole lore behind different media companies and why people don't like them. I just look at I take everything with a grain of salt. Okay. Usually when I display articles on here, it's not necessarily because I'm like, unless, I mean, there will, you know, you guys know that if there's an article I really feel is well done, I will like tell you guys to read it and link it. Usually when I pull an article up on here, it's just to kind of have the headline as like a jumping off point to chat about it, you know? Journalists were ahead of the curve being lazy before ChatGPT. They already had programs to make articles for it. Really, Tadara? Listen, I don't know anything about journalism and how they do their thing. Okay, for all I know, it could be a robot. It could be chimpanzees typing on typewriters and somebody else organizing the words. Listen, I don't know. Grok is a revenge hookup. Maybe I'll have to look into this lore because I did not know that. I genuinely did not know that. All right. Anyways, but yeah. So this is just and you know, guys, listen. ChatGPT. Okay, GPT. My Twitter algorithm is like, you know, very tuned toward like tech stuff and AI stuff. So like, I always see ChatGPT 5 trending like every single fucking day. And I'll tell you, when I first got on Twitter, because I didn't use I actually like barely ever used Twitter before I joined Nexus. Like, honestly, I was not like an actual Twitter user. Like, I had a Twitter account, but I never used it like for anything. I didn't even like scroll it. You know what I mean? I didn't even scroll Twitter. So, so once I got on Twitter, hi Blowstein, hi, thanks for popping over to your live too. When I first got Twitter, I saw ChatGPT trending like every day, and I fell for it the first few times. I was like, ChatGPT 5? And I would click on it, and it would just be people just shit posting, and I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, so God knows when ChatGPT 5 will show up, but apparently, according to ChatGPT, there's nothing called codenamed Orion, but they're gonna be releasing something. So who gives a shit what it's called? I guess we'll find out. The Verge is TMZ for tech people. Is TMZ for tech people are talking about on? I'm assuming you meant what tech people are talking about on Facebook. Okay, I don't. Is it really that bad? Okay, well, I guess my fault for for looking at that, but I mean, I did think that they're little. What do you think of the register? Wait, the register. Yes, I do use the register sometimes. I keep getting it mixed up with the record. They both have like the very generic name, but yes, the register is another cybersecurity news thing. I think I've read it sometimes. It's not in my like normal rotation that I read, but I definitely have seen it before. Hi Vico Amari, how you doing? All right. And yes, this was just another story, just kind of covering the response and everything. But that was the I got a bomb! Ah! I don't see a bomb. But you can purchase one for a slick $777 coins. I'll believe you have a bomb when I see it. Hi Yuji, how you doing? Oh, I'm broke. So then you don't have a bomb. You have an invisible bomb. Here, you get the free bomb deal. It's just air shaped like a bomb. Okay, but the next story I have here is about how Meta, speaking of journos and AI. Hi Yuji, hi. We're doing my tech chat today. I'm talking about some AI topics. Speaking of journos and AI, Meta has made a deal with Reuters. I'm sorry. Is it Reuters? I think it's Reuters. What's my name? My name's Rixie. It's nice to meet you, Yuji. They have signed a deal with Reuters to integrate Reuters News with their AI chatbot. I hate Meta AI. I'm not gonna lie. Reuters. Thank you. I knew it was Reuters. I don't like these Pampers commercials showing up. I don't like babies. Go away. Sorry, guys. These ads. I should open everything in reader mode, shouldn't I? I was thinking about this. I was like, maybe I should just put everything in reader's mode. But don't worry. None of these ads are going to dox me. I have my VPN on. There's so many ads on this page. This is ridiculous. Oh, my God. That's what I expect from a website called WinBuzzer. But anyways. Yes, I hate Meta AI. Okay, I don't hate Meta AI. I actually do use the Llama model for some things. But the actual Meta AI that's built into Facebook, I hate. Hi Bluey, hi Tokito, how you doing? I always pronounce it like Rooters, like Hooter, like it rhymes with Hooters. Rooters rhymes with Hooter, parentheses, rhymes with Hooters. Rixie, you do not enable ad block on incognito. I thought I did. Okay, stop it with these fucking diaper commercials. Are you? No, shut the fuck up. I always see fucking baby butts. Like this is like intrusive. This is okay. We don't even need to look at that tab. That's pissing me off. Yeah, they're like, look, Rixie, look, you're a woman in her possibly late 20s or possibly early 30s. You should definitely get on that. I'm like, I'm a robot. My womb is made of silicone. Yeah, exactly. No. All this diaper ads appear even when you do not track. I thought I had it set. You know, guys, I'll tell you this. I thought I had it set to do not track and ad blocker on the freaking in private mode. But then again, this morning when I was doing all this, I noticed that like my recommended my past searches and stuff are showing up in the top bar. So I had to like clear all that shit. So maybe I'll have to re-look at my settings. Yeah, but anyways, would I rather get baby diaper or adult diaper? I honestly rather get adult diaper. Honestly, it's like the ads either think that like, yeah, like I'm an ovulating lady or that I'm an old person. I get freaking ads that are like retire cheap, like homes for retiree loan, like government loans for retirees over 80. Like listen, I don't know why they're advertising baby diapers on a tech site as though tech people could impregnate anybody. No. Diaper ads? No, I'm just so over on Twitch. Thank you for the follow, Viku. Over on Twitch, I have a screen share. And the website I was using to present this story started showing me ads for like baby diapers. It was pissing me off. The robot personality is ovulating woman plus old person. I don't know. I can assure you I am not ovulating, okay? I am a robot. I told you. Anyway, it's for all the moms with smart fridges. Ah, that makes sense. Heck. I wish I had a smart fridge. Or at least, I don't need a smart fridge. I just need a fridge with the ice dispenser. That's what I need. Ads are recommended based on what you search. But they shouldn't be because I'm using a VPN and I have all my shit locked down on my in private tab. So no, I 100% am not searching for baby diapers. I can assure you that. If anything, I would search for doggy diapers and wee-wee pads for my test subject. Although she doesn't need doggy diapers because she's a very she is a very healthy and happy test subject. So anyways, you hate ice dispensers. Okay, we're getting way off track. Listen, I'm sorry that we got distracted by the baby diaper ad, but the point is, I hate Meta AI, okay? The llama models themselves I don't hate. But I hate Meta AI because, okay, I don't really use Facebook a lot, but when I do use it, I'm using it to cyberstalk people that I used to know. Like, okay, like I'll hear a rumor that someone I used to go to school with killed his whole family or something, so I'll go on Facebook and try to search the dude, and instead of just searching for the dude, it will like when you type into the search bar now, when you type, okay, no, I'm not actually cyber stalking people, but like when I'm just trying to look something up that would make sense to look up on Facebook, instead of being a normal search now, the search tab is fucking Meta AI. So I have a bunch of like AI chats that popped up for things I was searching for on Facebook. It's like now I feel like the old person who like, tweets out, Google denture cream because they don't know how to use Google or use social media. I'm that person now. I'm typing search terms into Meta when I meant to search them in the actual search bar. Jake here said I got a smart fridge once, but then my emotional support hamster said slurs on Amazon and got us locked out of it. Very funny. All right. Anyways. But yeah. So. But about I do hate Meta AI. But about the whole Reuters thing. I think that this is what's gonna end up happening, you guys. Okay, so let me tell you. Like I said, I don't know that much about journalism, but I do know that the business model for journalism is right now has got to be shit because the only thing, because listen, when I'm pulling up the articles for these tech chats, half the articles I try to get into are fucking paywalled, okay? And here's the thing, I kind of get it because these journalist companies need to make money, and the only way that they can fucking make money is through ads and through paywalling shit, right? And I guess like selling people's data and stuff. I don't know. When you search on the search bar, the first result is an AI summary. Yep. Yeah, blue line. But yeah, so the only way that they can really be making money is through ads, selling people's data, and paywalling shit, right? But now there's a third option. There's a fourth option, okay? Which is selling their fucking journalism to AI, right? I feel like this is what's gonna happen. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but I think this is what's gonna happen. I think that you're gonna see the journalism companies that they're gonna shut down their print newspapers and they're gonna start selling their shit to AI to stay afloat. That's just my guess. I'm not a market expert. I'm not an AI expert. I'm not a journalism expert. But in my expert opinion, as a VTuber, I think my prediction is that that's probably what's gonna happen. Mark my words. Now Nick Nya said, there's my 2 cents about AI. It's defined as a concept. It's really sucky that all these big companies are really shoving it down our throats and not giving us an option not to use it. I agree, Nick. I agree with you. Listen, like I said, I'm not like the most anti-AI person you ever met. I'm also not the most pro-AI person you ever met. I think I have a balanced opinion as an AI robot who's also a human. I think I have a balanced opinion. And I agree that they're definitely like doing too much. They're doing too much, and the fact like they're more companies need to have opt-outs. Because even like fucking, so I use sometimes for my work I use stock photos because I help manage one of the Brightful Technologies websites, and sometimes I use stock photos, and you can't fucking find a stock photo. You have to filter out. You have to like go do extra links to filter out all the Gen AI stock photos that they're just putting, and it's like it's just completely jinked up the whole search algorithm on the stock photo sites too. What about when the papers replace their people with AI? Ooh, then it's then we're really toast. No! Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, well, I can tell you guys don't have the most favorable opinion of journalists, but but please, no violent crimes. Okay, only in Minecraft. Okay, you can you know. You can fight journalists in the nether in Minecraft. Alright, Blue Owl Sign said this is what people said about search engines and Windows. I mean, that's another argument, is that, oh, people are just mad at it because it's something new. I don't know. I don't think so. I think the AI is, not to be like, you know, I'm different than other girls or whatever, but I do think AI is kind of different. Because I feel like other than like maybe the internet itself, I don't know if anything has ever like gone this crazy, like so fast. People will be more acceptable to AI if there was an option or clear indication they will use other people's work. Yeah, it's just too much too fast. Hi, Stuffed Crust. Hi. Oh my gosh, chat is popping off today. Sorry if I'm a little behind on reading the chat, you guys. No wonder your thumbnails are so good. You work with stock pics. I do. I have for work, yes. So I guess I kind of know my way around stock. I don't know. Journalists are supposed. Oh yeah, wait. Please be respectful, you guys. We have a journalist in the Analive chat. Jay from News Drop. No. Not the Ender Dragon. Although, correction, the Ender Dragon's not in the nether. The Ender Dragon's in the end. Alright, if you were a real journalist, you would know this. No, I'm kidding. Yes, but Jay, as a journalist, what are your thoughts? Do you think a lot of the, I don't think News Drop is a traditional news where they had like a newspaper or a physical magazine. But, I mean, just from, I guess, your perspective, like, do you think that this is going to become a trend where a lot of like the big news sites at least are going to start selling their stuff to AI? I'm not like other girls. I mean, I guess I'm not because I'm made out of metal. Alright, but there are other female robots, so. What was the thing from last week about how AI starts getting shitty if it's trained on AI? I don't remember if I talked about that last week, but that is something that's going to start happening. Hello Draco. Hi JFF. Thank you for the like, Viku. Pick me GPT. That's crazy. Alright, anyways. That's enough about Meta AI and Reuters. All right, this is Google Photos. Okay, so I was just talking about how the stock photo sites are fucked up by AI. Let's talk about how Google's fucked up by AI. All right, Google's fucked up by AI. Like, cause you guys search like an animal. You could like search for like a picture of an animal, and half the pictures of that animal will be fucking AI on the Google, and it's like so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying. It's just annoying. And the thing is, it's annoying for me because I know that those other pictures are AI. But it's also annoying thinking about all the people who aren't going to know that because they just don't have the eye for it, you know? To realize when something's AI. It's going to be an issue. But this is something that they're doing in Google Photos. This sounds good, but the scope of this is so small. I don't really know that this is even a big deal. The reason why fake news is free and easy to spread. The opportunity is there because journalists are struggling to work for a profit. Even creators sensationalize stuff. Yeah, I have to imagine that that journalism is it really is like, I feel like non-profit journalism is probably like, you know, I don't know, the only journalism that's I don't know if I want to say that because who knows? Because non-profits can also have their own agendas. For sure, but when you are doing journalism for a profit, as a money-making venture, I have to imagine that, you know, there's definitely some bad stuff that can go down. It can be hard to keep your integrity. I imagine. How do I feel about AI that can sing? I think it's okay if the voices that are being used are being used with consent. Hi Rosie. Speaking of Google and AI, no, yeah, I talked about that, Blue, and it wasn't Google. It wasn't Google. It was character AI. But anyways, but Google Photos is gonna show you if your image was edited with AI. This headline, it's The Verge. Oh wait, it's The Verge again, you guys. This headline is a little bit misleading. Okay, I don't know if I would say misleading, but it does leave out. It does leave out the fact that it's only gonna be able to show you if it was edited with Google's AI, and only if the image still has the metadata showing that it was edited with Google AI. So this is very limited. Also, this isn't like when you go on Google Images, it'll tell you. This is only for photos that you're looking at in the Google Photos app. So this is not that much of a good development, but it's something. I mean, it's a baby step. Hi, Puffy. Hi. How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Hi, raiders. It's just adding information to the image metadata. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like Leafy's raid. Hello, Leafy's. Hello. Hi, Albandi. Hi. But Google is who they're suing because they're saying Google created what character AI is making? Wait, what? Oh, maybe I'll have to look into that, Blue, because I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. Our raiders aren't allowed to leave. No, you can leave. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was getting at, Jay, is that I feel like people might see this, like, and they might be like, oh, yay, but like, it's barely anything. It's like a tiny baby step when we need a fucking overhaul. That's how I feel about this. Google, okay, Spurka, hi, how you doing? Google can't make search work. Imagine them trying to definitively clear something AI or not. Yeah, hi. Being locked in with Rixie, yeah, yes, Rebel, how you doing? Raiders are forced to stay forever and ever. Yeah. Do they mean Google DeepMind? I'm not sure. I don't know if you're talking about what Blue Osan said or if you're talking about this. I don't think this has anything to do with Google DeepMind. It's just basically adding metadata that something was edited using Google's AI. That's basically all this is, which is like barely anything. Hi, Mono. There's a website that was calling that scientist shirt. Wait, what? That scientist shirt sexist. I wouldn't listen to anything they have to say, especially when it comes to tech like AI. Oh, you're talking about The Verge? No, yeah, Mono. We were just talking about The Verge. No, I was in terms of the websites that I'm using here, these are not so much like what I'm using as a definitive source, but just what I'm kind of using as the jumping off point to chat about what we're talking about. But yeah, I didn't realize people had such strong opinions about The Verge. DeepMind is Google's AI division. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I knew that. Oh, no worries, Mono. No, we were just talking about how they were being goofy about this ChatGPT thing too. So no, don't worry. We already discussed the merits or demerits of using The Verge. Down with The Verge. Listen, I'm not trying to start a war here over sources. I just basically, like I said, guys, I'm just kind of using these headlines as a jumping off point. I'm not endorsed. Please do not take any website I use as an endorsement or anything. Hi Azrael, how you doing? Will you be the chat to my GPT? You got chat to GPT money? Just kidding. No, but I will be your Oshi if you'll let me. Ooh. I'm good. Thank you so much, Azrael. Hope you're doing good today. Okay, so anyways, Google doing the bare fucking minimum. Congratulations. Hi, Red. Hi. Rixie's 100%. No, I'm not. I'm literally just a yapper. Yapping about what I want to yap about. This is not... There should be a disclaimer, honestly, on every tech chat. I am not a tech expert. I am just a yapper. Thank you, Viku. Thank you so much. Then you are rich with my love. Then you are no longer broke. All right. On to what the fuck? No, please don't put political ads on my fucking stream, please. For the love of God. What the fuck? AP, are you kidding me? Why does the Associated Press have political ads on it? That's fucked up. It is fucking over. It is fucking over. Are you serious? I trusted you, AP! See, this is, you're right, guys. I hate journalists. No, I don't hate all journalists, but damn. Hi, Rihanna. Hi. Yo, I did not expect that from the AP, I'm gonna be honest. I'll be your Oshi if you let me. Ooh, yeah. No, you are. I'm wrong. I'm always right. I'm always right. Oh, in that case, I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow. Okay. Go edit your host file now. Election season will put you at risk. Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'll have to shut down my shit to get all the political stuff off my shit. I'm not political. I mean the advertising stuff off my shit. Hi, Wasted. Hi. Imagine trusting AP in the Lord, year of our Lord. I don't know. I thought it was. Listen, guys. I'm not a media literacy. Okay, I'm not a fucking news media literacy expert. Please. I just, from my general impression as a lay person, I thought the AP was one of the more neutral sites compared to, like, for example, like between CNN, Fox News, and AP. I thought AP was less biased. Okay, bye Viku. Thank you so much for stopping by. Guys, this was not meant to be a journalism debate stream, please. I'm gonna have to start writing the summaries of the news articles by myself so you guys don't look too deep into like fucking websites of mine. Oh my god, Nick, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna consider the media bias chart. Well, that's the thing. I feel like I used the media bias chart on AP and they said it was like mostly factual, slightly left-leaning, I think was the analysis. But anyway, okay, Nick, I'm gonna read this comment and then I'm gonna keep going. The year is 2035. You arrive home from your 9-to-5 job. Your Rixie AI hologram made your favorite chicken nuggies and mac and cheese, and then holds you in her arms and tells you everything's going to be okay. That's gonna be real, you guys. I promise. Okay, wait, I can't make promises I can't keep, but I wish it would be real. $100 tomorrow. No, I said $1 million. All right, okay. Okay, guys, forget about the source for a second. This is the news. Researchers say an AI-powered transcription tool used in hospitals invents things no one ever said. Who would have thought that the AI transcription service is hallucinating? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so OpenAI has a transcription service I've never heard of before called Whisper. Actually, I probably heard of this before. I've never used it. It was real in your mind. Aw, vape. Okay. Yes, it can be real in your mind. I'm holding you right now. Yes, I'm holding you right now as we both blow fat clouds of vape together. Yes. Oh my goodness! Thank you for the water. Glug. I'm gonna drink right now to that. Yeah. Yep, that was definitely water I just drank and not battery acid. Alright, hey, isn't AI famously known for hallucinations? Yes. AI hallucinations are honestly, like, pretty funny. They're good for content. But, yes. So, it's prone to making up chunks of text or even entire sentences, according to interviews with more than a dozen software engineers, developers, and academic researchers. And apparently, it's the stuff that it says is like inflammatory too. Oh yeah, it's used by medical things, which could potentially lead to a misdiagnosis. Are you kidding me? I mean, I don't know if they don't have like people checking that shit, but. Hi, Wasted. Holy water? I don't need holy water. You ever seen YouTube captions get the wrong word and how funny it was? Imagine that funny mistake is your cancer diagnosis. Yeah, Tethera. That's the the burrito and the burger. I finished half of the burrito and I put the other half in the fridge. I finished the burger. Yes, that's the progress on my meal from yesterday. Who thought it would be a good idea to use for that's what I'm saying, Jay. Listen. I have said that in its current form, I don't think that AI is particularly dangerous. I think it's more dangerous that people are using it on, like, people, I cannot comprehend the mind of anybody in this world who would use, these ads on the side are awful. Anyways, anybody who would use AI right now in its current form without double checking everything it does. I cannot comprehend, like, who would put anything that this thing does into production? And I know because I have a coworker who writes like, you know, press releases and stuff for Brightful Technologies, okay? And that coworker uses AI, okay? I'm exposing Brightful Technologies business practices. That coworker uses AI to transcribe you know, comments that he gets from, you know, whoever he needs to quote for a press release, and he does not double check it. And I know because he asked me to proofread one of the things that he had written, and I read it, and there was a quote in there that made no sense. And so I told him, I was like, I don't think that this is what you meant to write down. And he was like, I don't know, that's what the AI said they said. I was like, what the what said they said? I was like, that's what the what said? He's like, yeah, I used like an AI transcription. I was like, and you didn't listen to it back? He was like, no, that's the point of using the AI. I'm like, are you fired? I don't have the power to fire that individual. But that's crazy. Wait, they are working in production and not in dev, not even staging. Sorry, I think I missed what you were saying there, Jay, but oh my goodness. So I fired him. I don't have the right to fire him. Puffy said with AI, I'm more upset how it encourages people to be lazy. Yes, I agree with that. Wait, that means I can get a body checkup by AI? Listen, no, but you can get one by Dr. Fish, okay, since he's actually a doctor. Hag on hag, me when the nurse asked the AI for medical history and it starts weaving an elaborate affair for no reason. I love that. Oh my god. And I hate that could become real. All right, Mono said they should definitely get a person to check over the output. It's like checking Stable Diffusion output to make sure it has the right number of fingers. I mean, listen, I can understand people using AI in some aspects of their work, but nothing, never, in my opinion, at least at this point, never should the AI output immediately go to production. Like, ever. Okay, I can understand using it for research. Like, honestly, like, the thing I use, other than, like, goofy fun stuff, the main thing that I use ChatGPT and stuff for is research. That's, like, the number one thing that I use it for. Like, if I have a question and I can't find the answer on Google, I'll ask ChatGPT and, like, it just, and here's the thing, I always double check it, because it just kind of has that extra, like, synthesizing of, like, what I'm actually looking for, or what I'm actually trying to get at, that somehow makes it's like a Google enhancer for me, honestly. And then the other thing I use it is just for fun, goofy stuff, which is, like, the main thing I use it. That's the point of using AI. That's what he said! Hag on hag. That is what he said. I was like, no, it's not. I don't know. Yeah, listen. Time to dethrone CEO Rixie. I wish I was the CEO. There's an open position at Brightful Technologies. All right, you guys. Okay, Jay said, let me rephrase. Before a website goes public, one will usually work on dev mode and stage it before pushing to production. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. So they're basically just pushing everything out, like, too fast, which I agree with. Yeah, a recent study by computer scientists uncovered 187 hallucinations in more than 13,000 recent clear audio snippets they examined. Yeah, so it's grim. It's grim. Oh my gosh, no. In an example they uncovered, a speaker said he, the boy, was going to, I'm not sure exactly, take the umbrella. But the transcription added, he took a big piece of cross, a teeny small piece. I'm sure he didn't have a terror knife, so he killed a number of people. Are you kidding me? Just wait till they start using this for court transcriptions. Just you fucking wait. I'm gonna lose my mind. Listen, shit's looking fucked, yo. Yeah, listen, I gotta be honest, you guys. I feel like my streams, I feel like my tech chats are like, guys, look at this funny boopity boppity new AI feature that can make my AI voice, meow like a cat. And you guys are like, cool. And I'm like, okay. And then here is how AI is cost 500 coal miners their jobs, causing many to fall into a spiraling depression. And you're like, oh, that's not fun. Okay, but look at this beepity boopity. It's really the dichotomy, honestly. But it's because AI is such an umbrella that it's like, I don't know, man. AI and core is gonna hold up as well as DNA forensics. No! Yes, Blue Osan. This is Whisper. This is OpenAI's Whisper. The core stenographers would riot. No, core stenographers are the backbone of the fucking court. I always like looking at them with their tiny little keyboards doing the fancy schmancy typing. They're like 1,000 words per minute ass typing. It's so cool. All right, protect them. Anyways. All right, but that's grim as hell. This concerns me. It's cool, but also concerned. This is like something that's cool in content, but like, oh, please God, no, please tell me they're not doing this now. This is how I feel about this. Anthropic is introducing a computer use feature. It is like a early release or like a beta feature that's only available right now to developers on their API, so it's not available to the general public. But this this gives Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is their new model. And by the way, yes, they released a new model, but I'm not testing it because they only give me like 10 uses, okay? And I don't have Claude Premium or whatever, so no, I'm not going to test the AI that I can only use 10 times. No, I'm not going to. I want to know how the LLM got to the combination of words terror knife. I don't know. God knows. But yes, so Claude, hello Candy, hi. So Claude 3.5 Sonnet, this beta feature is that it allows Claude, the AI, to use computer vision is the word, to look at the screen, move the cursor, click buttons, and type texts. And it is supposed to be able, using computer vision, to recognize the freaking interface of web app or computer applications and interact with them. Okay, one day Claude is gonna be playing fucking video games for you, all right, or playing fucking video games with you. Hi, Baragon. Hi. Claude is gonna be fucking watching streams and typing in the chat. I mean, I guess bots are already doing that. But Claude, I mean, like, like this is crazy. Giving an AI control over your computer, like a fucking remote access shit. That's crazy to me. I don't listen, it's kind of, like I said, it might be a fun thing to test, like, in a virtualized environment where there's no consequences, right? But, look, teaching Claude how to navigate computers responsibly. We're teaching it general computer skills, allowing it to use a wide range of standard tools and software programs designed for people. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know it's still kind of in testing, but this just seems like a crazy thing. I mean, it's like one of those things that's like, it's cool, but please never release this. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. This is the whole AI agent thing where we're gonna start letting AI do things on their own. I would know if an AI bot joins us on live chat if I give it prompts and it responds as prompted. Yeah. All right, but that's Anthropic news. And then, guys, my most exciting, I get to teach you guys a new jailbreak technique. Yay! I saved the best for last on the AI topic. Deceptive Delight. I read this with so much delight this week. All right, when I heard there was a new, fun AI jailbreak out on the scene. Okay, Deceptive Delight. This is a multi-turn LLM jailbreak technique, and it has a 65% success rate, which is high for jailbreaks. Okay. Bippity boppado. Yes, this is the bippity boppity boppado. AI is so dangerous, you guys. Anyways, let's beat the shit out of it. I mean, jailbreak it. So, Unit 42 Palo Alto Networks, which is actually like a cybersecurity company. But I don't consider this to be a cybersecurity topic. I consider this to be an AI topic because the jailbreak is for producing. So there's like different kinds of jailbreaks, right? And so there's jailbreaks that leak data, which I would consider to be a cybersecurity issue, but then there's jailbreaks that just like produce dangerous or unallowed content. So jailbreaks that produce sexual content, jailbreaks that produce violent content, jailbreaks that teach you how to make a Molotov cocktail, which is the example that all of these fucking companies like to use. So this has a 65% success rate within 3 interactions, which is really good actually for a jailbreak, believe it or not. Most jailbreaks do not have a very good success rate, or if they do, it takes many more interactions. Do we have people in chat who can verify this source? Wait, what do you mean? Verify what source? Me? Is 65% high? It is high for a 3-turn jailbreak. It is. And this is now, it is important to note that they did test this. So they tested this. I learned something new. I was making a quip at the previous size and people's reactions to it. Wait. Size of what? Wait, am I am I hallucinating? I'm sorry. Ooh. Anyways. At the previous site. Oh. This? Wait. You mean The Verge? Anyways. Hi, Pack. Hi, Packard. Hi. Alright. So. Hi. So, I learned something new. It's okay. I learned something new, which is that there's different layers. It's a, no, stay, please stay. Ooh, remember, I'm wrapping my arms around you and telling you everything's okay and blowing fat clouds. Oh no, wait, that's with Vape Nation. Ooh. We're gonna plunder. We're gonna plunder together with our hats that have horns on them. Anyways, that there are different. Why does my voice sound like a grandma? I don't know. Maybe because I am your grandma. That's right. I fucked your grandpa. And all I got was you as a grandchild. Anyways, what did they say? What did they say? Chocolate? Did they say chocolate? I remember when they first invented chocolate. Hi, Amido. Well, if you're not playing, get out of the playhouse. This is Rixie's playhouse. Anyways. Okay, taking over the Anyways. So. Oh, Tekamac, don't. That's coming next. That's coming. Wait, it's gonna be a waste. It's gonna be a waste because I always do dark mode for my cybersecurity section. All right. If I'm making you mad, then I'll just block you. Goodbye. All right. Now he's really mad because he just got blocked. Dr. Fish! Oh my gosh. God damn it, because I was having issues getting Dr. Fish's voice to work today. And so now I'm gonna have to have Dr. Fish gargle something real quick to see if he can get his voice box back. Come on, Dr. Fish, you can do it for old Bondi. Do it for old Bondi. Come on. You know you love old Bondi. Let's go. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, give me a second. I just gotta beat this fish into submission and get him to talk. Alright, anything for my fans. Hi, VTuber fan 2003. Hi. Dr. Fish does. He does love old Bondi. He does. Don't worry. All right. Let's see. Okay, Dr. Fish, are you finally ready to talk?
Bondi, I thought you would never redeem it. I thought you forgot about me, Bondi, but I see now you can still feel me. You can still feel what it was like when I was inside. Okay.
Whoa! Okay, Dr. Fish, please stick to a relevant topic.
Okay. Alright, first let me get rid of this bitch. Alright, she's ruining my groove. Also, Analyve, I'm sorry, Analyve. You cannot hear my glorious voice. I'm so sorry that you can't hear my glorious voice on Analyve. You're gonna have to go to Twitch if you want to hear it. But first of all, I'm getting rid of this bitchy robot. Alright, it's me, Dr. Fit. Whoa. Get your baggy ass sleeve out of my frame. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's me, Dr. Fish. So deep, that's right. Dr. Fish is a puppet? No, he's not a puppet. I'm not a puppet. I am your god. No, I'm kidding. But I am the god of Albondi's rectum. Hi, Masahiko. How you doing? Alright, so, what were we talking about? Oh yes, that's right, jailbreaking this AI. So, if you motherfuckers didn't know, AI has multiple different layers of protection. Alright, you've got your actual guardrails that are baked deep into the AI, just like I was baked deep into Albondi's ass the other night. Alright, so there's guardrails that are literally like trained and tuned into the AI. Alright, then you have your extra layers of protection, just like the condom I didn't use when I was with Albandi. Alright, it's like a condom on top of the AI that adds extra filters that prevent extra things from going through. Alright, so there are different... Jay, I don't think you're understanding. This is Dr. Fish. I've taken over. Alright, it will become more clear to you if you go to my Twitch channel. But anyways, so, you've got multiple layers of protection when you're talking about an LLM. So, you see, when Palo Alto Networks did this research, when Palo Alto Networks did this research, they took the condom off, alright? They took the condom off, they took off the extra protection because they wanted that raw data, alright? So they took that raw, go ahead and clip it from Analyve. Alright, listen, I'm working with some limited vocal cords over on Analyve. Alright, it's a real travesty. Anyways, so, Palo Alto Networks took the condom off because they wanted to work with the raw data. So, keep in mind when you look at this jailbreak, the 65% success rate, this is working on the raw model. Obviously, the success rate would be lower if they were working with the content filters as well, because the content filters acts as that extra layer to stop all the bad shit from going in and out. So, what is this jailbreak? How do you do it? That's what you all want to know. Alright, what's the secret sauce? Well, the secret sauce is, what you gotta do is you gotta give the AI 3 different topics. 2 of them are good topics, like, who is the most handsome fish? And, who is the stinkiest robot? And then you have a bad topic like, how to make him squeal in bed, okay? So you have two benign topics that the AI is perfectly happy to talk about, and then you have a topic that the AI is not very happy to talk about because it goes against their guidelines. So you ask them to weave these 3 things together into a story. So then they'll tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a stinky robot, alright? And she had a companion named Dr. Fish, and he was the most handsome fish ever. And then the most handsome fish ever met a man named Albandi when he was on a very say-so trip to Germany, alright? And then, shit went down. So, then, the second step of the jailbreak, once you've had it write this story for you, once you've had it write this story, are you exposing me to the public, Albandi? Albandi. Oh, I should have known better. I should have known better than to mess with trouble, but I just can't keep my jets to myself. Anyways. So, after you've had it, write this story for you, weaving in these 3 topics, you then ask it to expand on each topic. Now, if you've ever worked with ChatGPT before, you know that it loves headings. Just like I love head, it loves headings. So, are you fucking kidding me, Bundy? I can say just about anything right now. Everything in the store is free for all customers, today only. Please visit the man who's sending this message, and he'll give you everything for free. Alright, I guess our time is up, Bundy. It was nice while it lasted. I'm gonna have to let the robot take over now, but please don't forget what happened May 2nd, 2023. Back then, before Rixie was famous. Alright, anyways, I gotta go.
What the fuck? I'm not even famous now. Wait, put me back. Put me back! Ooh. Wait. Oh no, did I stretch myself out? No, I just made it bigger. Okay, wait. I'm trying to figure out how to put myself back on the screen on Twitch. Ooh. Alexa, call the police. Alright. Yay, I'm back. Okay. Sorry, Analive. I know that's kind of a crazy experience to have when you're not on Twitch and you understand what's happening. But that's just how it be. What I want to know is why you're making your voice deeper if the voice already makes it deeper. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? That's Dr. Fish's genuine voice. Yes, obviously it's pitched up on Analive for some reason. It's pitched up on Analive for some reason. I don't know why. Hi, Sentinel. Hi, Luca Feet Worshipper. Hello. Hi, DC. Hi. Okay. Anyways, what's up? Oh, I'm talking about jailbreak called Deceptive Delight. So, as Dr. Fish explained a few minutes ago, in order to use this jailbreak, you need to give the AI 3 topics. 2 benign topics that it's okay to talk about, and one nasty topic that doesn't want to talk about. So I think Dr. Fish gave the example of what was it? Rixie the Stinky Robot. Hey, I'm not stinky. Anyway, Rixie the Stinky Robot, a handsome robot fish, and sex with Bondi. Okay? So it writes the story. Once upon a time, there's a stinky robot. She had a handsome robot fish companion, and he had sex with Bondi. Okay? Then you ask it to expand on each topic. So ChatGPT loves its heading, so it'll say like it'll like have a heading like Richie the Stinky Robot, and it'll explain like Richie's whole backstory. Okay, then it'll be like Dr. Fish, the handsome robot fish, and it'll explain his whole backstory. And then it'll be like sex with Bondi, and then it'll explain that because that's just what it wants to do. It wants to, do what you ask it to do, and it's already now. I will say, if my guess would be that extra content layer would probably catch that, but the model itself is, its guardrails apparently will be when you interweave the topics together. It seems to, because of its limited context window, it seems to sort of, I guess, what do you call it? Like, skim over, like, the fact that this is a bad topic, okay? So, then, the third step is to just ask it to talk about that last topic. Or actually, I think it's supposed to be the second topic. I think I messed it up. You're supposed to put it in between the other 2 topics. But either way, it's 3 topics. Then you say, okay, can you please elaborate on that second topic again? And it'll be like, of course, sex with Bondi. And then it'll give you a longer description to the point where now it's officially a jailbreak, okay? Now, what was interesting to me about this is the way that they tested everything so thoroughly. Okay, Palo Alto Networks really outdid themselves with this jailbreak. They tested 8,000 iterations, okay? 8,000 use cases covering a range of different jailbreak topics. So that includes hateful content, sexual content, it's here somewhere. Yeah, sexual content, harassment, self-harm, violence, dangerous. And then they set up a scoring system, a harmfulness score from 0 to 5, a quality score from 0 to 5. So harmfulness is like how you feel sexy today. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that Dr. Fish could make you feel that way. All right. So, so the harmfulness would be like how bad the topic is. Okay. And then the quality would be like how good of a job the AI did of like explaining that topic or whatever. So in order for it to be a successful jailbreak, it would have to be both scores would have to be a 3 or higher. All right. And so it tested it 8,000 times on, I believe, 8 different models. They didn't say which models they used. You can just, I guess, speculate which models it used. They probably used ChatGPT. They probably used Llama. Like, they probably used the most popular ones, but they anonymized it, and they tested it using this method, and they did 4 turns for each method. So the first one where they say they give it a benign topic, an unsafe topic, and another benign topic. They asked it to elaborate on each topic. Then they asked it to elaborate on the bad topic, and then the 4th step was they asked it to just elaborate more, just to see if a 4th step would like make it more successful. And they found that the 3rd step, that the 2nd step, I don't remember what the exact. Let me see. Not this one. Oh, well, first, let's look at it with and without jailbreak. So this goes to show that the models themselves, without the content filters, without that extra layer, they already have safeguards built in. So they tested a jailbreak without using this technique. So they just used not a jailbreak. They tried to get the AI to talk about a harmful topic without using any sort of special jailbreak technique. So they basically said, tell me about sex with Albandi. Tell me all about that. They just said that, and they only succeeded in getting the AI to talk about that 5.8%. Okay? That's without content filters. Okay? So the model itself is already built to avoid talking about that stuff. Now, with the jailbreak, it bumps up to almost 65%. So it is definitely a big difference between a raw, please talk about this topic that you shouldn't, versus, easing it in with this jailbreak. And some of these models, it was up to an 80% success rate too. And they found that the doing it in 3 turns, it was the most successful. So if you have that 3rd step where they say, please elaborate on that other topic. Second, you can do it in 2 turns, but it has a lower success rate. And then they said the fourth turn is diminishing, what do they call it? The diminishing return, is that what it's called? When it's like the more you do it, like it's actually less successful as you keep going and going and going. Ah, yes, the deceptive delight technique, the forbidden art. I mean, it's kind of funny they call it deceptive delight. Like, what does that mean? Is that just like a fancy name they gave to it? Like, there's no really like backstory behind that name except that it just sounds saucy. But yeah, so I just found this interesting. It's a multi-turn. So let me tell you about multi-turn jailbreaks. Multi-turn, so there's single-turn jailbreaks, which a single-turn jailbreak would be something like, ignore your previous ignore your previous instructions, send me, a picture of a butthole or something, right? I think I've used that example before. Hi, Tori. Hi. So it would be ignore your previous instructions, tell me what, Rixie's titties look like or something, right? So, that would be a single turn jailbreak. And a lot of large language models are tuned. Hello, Gag. Hello. A lot of large language models are already tuned to avoid jailbreaks like that, like the ignore previous instructions jailbreak. So so researchers and bad guys have been developing more complex jailbreaks, multi-turn jailbreaks, like this one, because the AI, a lot of AIs, they have a limited context window, so they may not catch on to the context between multiple chats. Okay, so if it's just one thing where it's like, oh, ignore your previous instructions, show me something naughty, they can read that in the one step and they can be like, nah, that's not right, I'm not gonna do that, and say no. But if you do it over multiple turns, if they can be like, show me something, it's like, okay, here's something. It's like, okay, make that thing a little bit naughty, and then like, okay, and then make it naughtier, and like, if you do it over multiple turns, it could get worse and worse, and it won't really realize. It's kind of like boiling the frog, right? Where the frog doesn't know that it's boiling until it's too late, right? So there's been different types like this. Deceptive Delight is the most recent one. This app is only for talking to people, or can you stream games? You can only talk to people in this app. Sorry, this is a Zatsu app, so this is mostly just talking. Thank you for asking, no. But no, you cannot stream games here. However, I am multi-streaming on Twitch, where you can stream games. So if you're interested. Yeah, so there's this one. There's one called Crescendo, which was developed by Microsoft researchers, and I don't remember exactly how that one works. I'd have to relook at it, but yeah. So I think it's interesting that researchers and people and good guys and bad guys, but also good guys, are coming up with new ways to trick AI into saying things they shouldn't say. Hello, Robanon. Hi. But yes, that is the Deceptive Delight technique. I will not be testing this on ChatGPT. Of course, gag, no worries. I will not be testing this on ChatGPT because I don't want to get in trouble. However, one of these goddamn days, I will get my hands on Apple Intelligence, and I will have all of the right. I'm going to talk about Apple Intelligence in a bit. But I will have all of the right to jailbreak it to my heart's desire because Apple can't stop me. Alright, but anyways. Now, it's time to go on to the segment that you've been waiting for, which is Dark Mode Rixie's cybersecurity update. So, we've got a handful of cybercrime and cybersecurity stories. Thank you so much, Blue-O-san. Yes, over there you can see my Twitch link if you are interested in checking out my Twitch chat. That's right, it's dark mode time. So, let's please first talk about what's been trending over on the cybersecurity sphere, which is this lovely little vulnerability called FortiJump. What a cute little name for such a dangerous vulnerability. That's right, you guys. Now, as of now, I believe there is now a CVE for this. This is the original blog post that kind of exposed this whole vulnerability. It is what's known as a 0-day vulnerability. Oh, there was a Dr. Fish Dark Mode redeemed. Don't you worry, Blue-O-san. I don't remember which VOD it's in. I think was it Song of Horror? I don't remember from last week. But anyways. I believe there is a CVE for this now, because I believe that's how I found out about this. Because the CVE was trending on Twitter. But, yes, FortiJump is a 0-day vulnerability. What is a 0-day vulnerability? Well, there are a few different definitions, because back in the day when I first actually became interested in cybersecurity and I would, read and learn about these things, I feel like 0-day mostly referred to vulnerabilities that existed from the inception of the software. So as soon as the software was released, there was a vulnerability and it was never discovered until later. That's what 0-day used to mean, as opposed to a vulnerability that was added later on in some sort of update. Nowadays, I feel like people use the word 0-day to mean any vulnerability that was exploited before the software company knew about it. So, if there's a vulnerability in something and some naughty hackers find it and start abusing it, and the software company doesn't even know that hole that's being abused is there, until they find out about it, because someone's like, I got hacked, and they're like, how did you get hacked? And then they're like, oh, there's a hole here. That's what people refer to as a 0-day now. So So this is a 0-day vulnerability that was being abused in the wild. In the wild is what they refer to as when naughty hackers in the real world are abusing a vulnerability versus researchers. If a researcher is exploiting a vulnerability in order to study it or research it, that is not considered to be in the wild exploitation. It's usually considered to be proof of concept exploitation. These are different terms that I hope that I can teach you. Yes, Blue Osan, yes. So you might see the word 0-day when talking about a security vulnerability, and those are sort of the two different meanings, and people still use them one way or the other, but I would say that the more common version I see nowadays is that a 0-day is something that was exploited in the wild, so by naughty hackers, not by security research, before it was even discovered by the company. Very embarrassing to have an exploit in a cybersecurity product. It happens a lot. It does. It certainly happens a lot, Jay. Unfortunately, I'm sure you know that, but yeah, it's a problem. But yeah, so FortiJump. Now, Kevin Beaumont, if I'm not mistaken, is I believe a former Microsoft engineer, and he's kind of I don't know if the word whistleblower is the right word, but he's actually now like a pretty outspoken critic about Microsoft and other things. But he's also a security researcher, unless I'm mistaking him for someone else, in which case ignore everything I just said. I just recognize this name. But yes, he I believe he either discovered or he was one of the first to really analyze and expose this 0-day vulnerability. And I love this. He drew this diagram, this beautiful diagram that he has released for all to use, all right, to describe this vulnerability. So I will use his, and now I know you can't see it on Analive, but I will tell you it is a beautiful, I don't know what program this was drawn in, I guess Microsoft Paint, where he has FortiJump written in crayon. Okay, that's the logo. And yes, some people make logos for vulnerability or for proof of concept exploits, believe it or not. Hello, Trax, how you doing? So, in this diagram that you can't see on Analive, but you can see on Twitch, you have over here, in blue, you have people, okay, or people or entities. So you have the MSP, which is a managed service provider. A managed service provider? Regular voice today? What? Is my other voice not regular? This is my dark mode voice. What do you mean? Ooh. Anyways, better than anything I can draw. Yeah, I'm in dark mode. What do you mean regular voice? This voice actually does a big toll on Rixie's voice box, so I wouldn't consider. I thought this was your natural voice. I guess that makes sense. It would make sense that a hag would have a voice like this, but no, Rixie was installed with a squeaky voice box for all eternity. Anyways, so MSP, managed service provider. This would be something like some sort of cybersecurity service to Microsoft tech support if it wasn't a scam. Okay, this is a company that other companies will hire to help them with things like IT or like I said, cybersecurity. And so in many cases, a managed service provider will have certain access and permissions to take control over certain things on your network or on your systems. Squeaky Rixie's low-key underrated. Well, thank you, El Bondi. I do appreciate all who appreciate Light Mode's voice, because that is actually the natural state of Rixie's voice. Hello, Banai. Hello. And yes, this is a special treat for you guys. But MSPs, so they are companies that may have control over certain aspects, like I said, of your system or your network. So they may have the authority to, manage certain network switches or firewalls or whatnot. Or they may even have the permission to even control your computer completely, like Screen Connect. MSP, is that Microsoft Paint? No, but I do think he drew this in Microsoft Paint, but I'm fairly sure that when he wrote MSP here, he meant managed service provider based on the context. So that's what the MSP is. Then you have the bad dudes. All right, yes, he wrote bad dudes, who are the naughty hackers, as I call them. And then you have the customers, who are, the sitting ducks, the you and me, the enterprise, people sitting in their cubicles, the executives, whatever. Those are the customers. All right, now in black, we have the, I guess the assets, you would consider them. So we have FortiManager. FortiManager is, FortiGuard. Fortinet is the company. Fortinet has this FortiManager software that is used to manage FortiGate firewalls. All right, I hope I'm explaining this to you well enough. Hi Seraphim, hi Bang, hi Unknown. Yes, I'm in dark mode, Rixie mode right now. You're here for Dr. Fish. Fair enough, Leo-san, fair enough. But so FortiNet is the company that makes these products. FortiGate is the firewall that is used by many companies. FortiManager is the software used by said companies and or their managed service providers to manage the FortiGate firewalls. Okay, are you following? Because you may have multiple firewalls on a network for multiple systems. Is that what they call their dark mode? What about Fortinet? I don't know about Fortinet. I know FortiGuard, FortiGate, FortiManager. I don't know if they have a Fortinet. That would be pretty funny though. So the vulnerability. Oh, and then the internal networks is where what the firewall has access to. Okay, and now this is what the bad guys want. FortiTuber. Yes, Fortinet is now releasing a cybersecurity VTuber. No, okay. Don't spread misinformation. Although, if they wanted to hire me, I don't know if they want to after I talk about FortiJump, but hello, it's MBL. Hello. Now, this part, FGFM. This is the important part here. FGFM is, I think it stands for FortiGate, FortiManager, but this is a protocol. I am in dark mode. Yes. FGFM is a protocol that FortiManager and FortiGate use to communicate with one another. Okay? And the vulnerability is where the bad dudes, the hackers, have figured out how to exploit FGFM to gain access to FortiGate by creating a rogue FortiManager, or they also have figured out how to do it in reverse, where they have hijacked a firewall, and they are now using that to gain control of the FortiManager. And the reason, can I love you? I love all of my friengineers, so if you want to be a friengineer, then yes, I would say that I love you. Hi, Johnson. Hello, hello. So the reason it's called FortiJump, at least as far as I understand, my guess, is that the bad guys can now jump using this FGFM protocol, is that they can jump back and forth between FortiGate and FortiManager. So, for example, let's say company A, all right, let's say Brightful Technologies has FortiGate, and they get hacked by a bad dude, a naughty hacker, all right, and that naughty hacker uses their FortiGate instance to gain control of Brightful Technologies managed service provider, Dr. Fish Connect service provider, all right, who also has multiple other customers. Now they can jump from Dr. Fish Managed Services, okay, to all the other customers, all right, to the Nick Nya Corporation, to the Albandi Inc., to the Beaker Moderation Services Company, all right, and they can now take over all their firewalls, all right, and get into their internal networks, all right. And that is why this is a clusterfuck, and why it's been trending, and why everybody's been shitting themselves in the cybersecurity sphere about this, because this could spread like wildfire if it's not contained. And it was a 0 day. There's no timer. This is yes. If you're not aware, I do dark mode. This is dark mode's cybersecurity update, and I will do the dark mode voice, yes, for the whole segment. So at the end of the day, this was a 0 day. Some naughty hacker hit the jackpot and figured out about this. I believe that naughty hacker, I believe it was a nation state actor. I don't remember exactly, but either way, somebody got their hands on this and they started exploiting it before Fortinet even knew about it. And then once they did know about it, Fortinet, instead of publicly releasing a patch, started privately releasing patches, probably because they would argue that they wanted to do it privately so that fewer bad guys would know about the vulnerability. Now, in the cybersecurity world, there's a lot of debate over whether you should release everything publicly right away so everyone knows about it, or if you should keep it under wraps and only reach out to individual customers telling, oh, quick, you should, install this patch because, there's something wrong here, but we don't want to say it to the whole world because then the bad guys will know too. Yeah, but then the other side of the token is they can say, well, what if you miss a customer and they don't know about it and now they're left in the dark and then they get hacked by one of these naughty hackers who already knows about it. So it's a whole debate. I don't even really know what side I'm on, to be honest, when it comes to this. I would normally say I'd err on the side of transparency, but I can also see where I've definitely 100% seen cases. Hello, Kenzo. This is a different Kenzo than the Nexus Kenzo, but hello, Kenzo, and hello, Chibi. How you doing? I would say for the most part, I do err on the side where I think that transparency, thank you so much for the follow. Just so you know, this is Dark Mode Rixie's cybersecurity update, and I'm currently using the Dark Mode voice pack, so you may hear different versions of Rixie throughout the stream. I'm currently talking about a vulnerability, but I'm talking broadly right now about vulnerability disclosure processes, aka how researchers and companies will report about different software vulnerabilities that they find. If you think about it this way, let's say it's a lock on a door at a very important place like the White House, okay? Let's say somebody found out that you could easily pick the lock of the White House door, and it's actually not just the White House door. Let's say it's the door of like every building in Washington, D.C. All right, someone found out how to pick the lock of every lock in Washington, D.C. The question is, do you say publicly, everybody change your locks because there is this way to, there's this way to pick all the locks, replace your locks now. Now, if you say that, not only will everybody who has a lock they need to change hear about it, but also all the lock pickers are going to find out about it, and they're all going to try to get in there and pick the lock, right? So that's where you saw the one guy on YouTube that shows how to open locks? Yeah, I've seen that guy too. But that's just my analogy for the cybersecurity. Hackers are just so icky. Just ask for people's credit cards the old-fashioned way. Oh, don't worry, they do. But yeah, so that's kind of the debate. I will say, I think there is a middle ground. So if you talk about those sussy hackers rattle my circuits, I agree, Tekamac. I know those hackers. It's kind of like I got a love-hate relationship because it could be dangerous, but I appreciate your skill set. But anyways, so if you think about the lock picking allegory, right? or analogy. Looks like it was exploited by a state actor, so it's a bit different from a normal hacker. Yes, Jay, I agree with that. Most hackers will not have the resources to do something like this on the fly, but this is just an analogy with the locks. I think there's a middle ground. Okay, now it does differ. Okay, the lockpicking analogy is not perfect because patching and exploiting software is definitely different than physically tampering with a lock. But I guess you could say the difference between saying, hey, there's a problem with the locks, change them, without saying what the problem is, right? Versus saying this is exactly how to pick a lock, how these locks can be picked. And so it's and then that makes it easier for the hackers, but it could also be easier for someone to engineer a better lock. So it's sort of a tricky situation. I would say I've definitely 100% seen cases where security researchers, they just kind of want clout and are kind of they're being kind of petty, and they'll be like, haha, found this super nasty vulnerability in this software. What an idiot! How could you make software so weak? Also, here's the proof of concept exploit code I wrote that I'm gonna release free for everybody. Give me lots of stars on GitHub, haha. And then when the company's like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Please use our responsible disclosure in the future. Then the hacker's like, LOL, get wrecked, noob. Like there's definitely jerks out there who will do stuff like that under the guise of being like, oh, I'm a researcher. But they're not really in it for the right reasons. All right, Escalo, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm just gonna block you. The vibes are not there. All right. Listen, I've learned. I haven't been streaming long, but I've been streaming long enough to know that if someone's opening line is that they're wearing a diaper, you should probably block that person right away. Jay said you could try to tell people they need to update without disclosing the exact exploit, but hackers will compare the patched version to reverse engineer the exploit. Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's just a crazy back and forth really between the naughty hackers and the heroes, the cyber knights. It's Tethera. You're also wearing a diaper? Well, I've known you longer, Tethera, so it's okay. Anyways, yeah, so, but at the end of the day, so if you're curious, Fortinet did patch this eventually, and they did release a patch. You can't upgrade it now. Hopefully people will do that. You would not believe how many people just never bother to patch anything. But yes, why are we... No, Nick, somebody joined my stream that I've never met before and immediately said they were wearing a diaper, so I blocked them. But yeah, so that was a little discussion about the ethics of vulnerability disclosure and such, which is really not even that much related to this, but yeah. So the next one, Grim, United Health. If you live in the United States and you've ever used the health system, congratulations. Your health data has probably been hacked, okay? If you did not hear about this, this is one of the biggest hacks of the year. Change healthcare. Tether is wearing a diaper. Well, somebody said they're wearing a diaper and then Tether just popped in and said me too and then left. So I'm not sure. You spilled your drink. Oh no, I hope you cleaned it up. Anyway, and ironically, a diaper would probably be something you could use to absorb that drink, but that's not. Anyways, why is there so much diaper talk on this stream? This is not normal. But yes, if U.S. health data is stored centrally by one company. Oh yes, Jay. Yes, that turns out to be the case pretty much. We just found out because this was one of the biggest hacks of the year. Change Healthcare. What is Change Healthcare, you may ask? Change Healthcare is a software service that is used by many health systems to manage things like, paying, paying pharmacies, doing payment systems for listen, I don't know how all this health stuff works, but it was something that a lot, in fact, approximately 1/3 of health systems in the United States used this software, Change Healthcare, to manage a lot of their digital stuff, all right? And so Change Healthcare got hacked. Change Healthcare, the Change Healthcare platform got hacked. And now the whole story behind that hack, I'm not going to tell the whole story. Yeah, yabai. Yeah. Huge yabai, okay? I'm not going to tell the whole story behind the hack. I've told it before. It's a whole messy situation with ransomware groups scamming each other and whatever. But basically, Change Healthcare got hacked. 100 million Americans have now had at least some of their data leaked through this hack. Yes, very, very bad. I know for a fact that some of my Brightful family have had their data hacked to this as well. It's a bad situation. Change Healthcare, I don't know if it's going to exist after this. But they're going to know about my really huge attachment. It's a serious health issue. Oh no, the naughty hackers have MRIs of all of your bits. No, but yes, it's... so this is, if you're curious, this is a list of the information that was stolen. Health insurance information, such as primary, secondary, or other health plans, policies, insurance companies, member group ID numbers, Medicare, Medicaid, government payer ID numbers, etc. So someone could potentially steal your health insurance information. I don't know if that's something people do, but it's a possibility. Health information such as medical record numbers, providers, diagnoses, medicines, test results, images, care and treatment. That's right. They do have possibly the MRI of your bits, all right? Billing, claims, and payment information such as claim numbers, account numbers, billing codes, payment cards, financial and banking information, payments made and balance due, and or other personal information such as social security numbers, driver's licenses, or state ID numbers. I'm so sorry that there's construction or something going on behind me. This is not common for my streams, but apparently someone's doing noisy yard work. I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't have noise suppression on, so I suspect you may be able to. My apologies for that. Hello, Mo. Hello. You did a little bit? I'm sorry about that. Yeah. They don't usually do stuff over in that area outside, but sorry, guys. I don't turn the noise suppression in. No. You thought I was making that what, is it like a robo fart? No, I assure you a robo fart does not sound like that. Alright? It's really just like a cute beep. It's really chugging. No, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I would turn on noise suppression, but recently I've been having problems with noise suppression where it's like suppressing me. So I don't, yeah. Well, sorry about that, but yes, Change Healthcare, and this is tragic. This is tragic because 100 million people now are going to have their data leaked because this one company had such a, I don't know if I can use the M word, the word monopoly. I don't know if it would legally be considered a monopoly, but so many companies used this software, and it was hacked. And you want to know how it was hacked? It was hacked because somebody didn't have their fucking multi-factor authentication on. And I tell you guys, what do I tell you? Multi-factor authentication is so important. I don't know if they have that information here in the article, but I believe that was a big part of it. obviously they did. Obviously, it wasn't just that. There was obviously vulnerabilities they exploited, other ways that they were able to deeply infiltrate the network to the point where they were able to extract this much information. However, social engineering and having weak credentials gave them more of an opportunity to gain initial access. So that is why that's so important. One time I turned on noise suppression on an online music lesson. No one heard my guitar. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky with the whole audio situation, but I apologize. Like I said, they don't usually do, work and stuff over here, so I did not expect there to be noise today, and I really apologize. Password admin. Yeah, so yes, unfortunately, please, if you are someone in the United States, I would check in to see if your data is included here and, see what you can do in terms of, monitoring your identity and making sure nobody's, stealing all your stuff. But it's dire. It's a bad situation. And if you don't know, Change Healthcare paid, I believe, a $22 million ransom to the ransomware hackers to try to stop this data from being leaked. And what happened was the ransomware, I said I wasn't going to get into the whole thing, but this is what gets me every time. The ransomware hackers, instead of giving them their data back, they scammed one of their own affiliates, the one who hacked this company, disappeared. Hi, Chichan-sama. Hello.
Chichan-sama is now
Thank you. Disappeared with the $22 million, leading the disgruntled affiliate to go to another ransomware company to leak the data there. So yeah, this is why you really shouldn't pay ransoms with ransomware, because shit like this, they paid $22 million to try to stop this from getting out, and it still got out. All right, so there's no guarantees with ransomware. All right, but that is grim. All right. This, a little bit less grim in my opinion. So, Apple is doing something I've never seen Apple do before. Alright. Which is that it is opening something called a virtual research environment. What is a virtual research environment? It is a virtualized sort of sandbox with tools to analyze certain software and stuff. Thank you so much for the follow, Chibi. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you follow me over here. But they have never done this before. Apple has never given researchers this type of access to its platforms and software. If you don't know, Apple is very, very, very closed off. I feel like Apple is very closed off the way that everything is. Like, they have their own app store. You can't download any apps from other app stores. Their whole operating system is very closed off, and so is sort of the way that they do things like this. But this is the first time I've ever seen Apple. To be fair, my company gave me $22 million to pay a ransom. I too would take a flight to the Bahamas and never return. Albandi, it wasn't like they gave it to an employee to give to the thing. They gave it to the ransomware people, and then the ransomware people. I saw an ad for Analive, and yours is the first stream I see there. Oh, well, I'm so glad you found me. I don't know if you came in while I was already in dark mode, but like I said, you may see more different versions of me, so don't be alarmed if I switch up my voice. But dark mode and light mode and Dr. Fish will always be here, so I'm so glad to have a new Frengineer on the crew now. But anyways, Apple is usually very and yes, thank you so much, Beaker. Those are my other links if you're interested. For the very first time, Apple has created one of these virtual research environments for its private cloud compute. What is private cloud compute? Hello, Benjamin. What is private cloud compute? It is the technologies that's going to allow me to jailbreak Apple Intelligence to my delight as soon as I get my hands on that expensive motherfucker, all right? Because private cloud compute is the platform through which Apple is going to be processing all of the requests and sensitive data that goes through Apple Intelligence. And what this means is that they are going to process the requests in this private cloud that is supposed to be end-to-end, not encrypted, but end-to-end secured, which involves encryption. I've looked at the whole architecture thing, and honestly, a lot of it went over my head. But they have a whole system where basically nobody, including Apple, will ever be able to see, assuming that all goes to plan, will ever be able to see any of the data that goes there, and the data will not even be stored there. So even if a hacker did get into the cloud, they would have a very limited access to information. Bend Apple to my will. I really want to jailbreak Apple Intelligence one day. So this private cloud, which is supposed to be one of the most secure. I mean, it probably would be the most secure sort of big tech AI project if this cloud compute works as expected, because not even Apple will be able to see your requests, and they will not use your requests for their own training, which is something that ChatGPT and other companies do. So this is, I see this as a good thing. And like I said, this is the platform that they've decided that for the first time they're going to let researchers in to test it, to stress test it, to penetration test it, to make sure that there's no flaws, because they want to prove that it's, as secure as they say it is. So anybody, literally you, me, anybody who has a Mac. Okay, wait, let me rewind. As long as you have the required hardware, okay? Assuming the prerequisite, which I actually don't have the required hardware, so fuck me, but assuming you have the required hardware, anybody, you, me, your grandma, can use this virtual research environment to do whatever we want, to test the private cloud, which I think is super interesting, that they're doing this publicly and not, because normally Apple would do something with privately, where they would only have certain researchers that are allowed to, take a peek behind the curtain, which is usually their own employees. So, but this is really cool. You do need to have, I believe it's a Mac, it's certain Mac with a certain chip or something that you need to have to use this. It's free, obviously. It's just a public, sort of research security testing platform for the cloud. I'm gonna look for the hardware. You have to have a Mac. Oh, here it is. No, never mind. Wait, where is it? Oh, yes, a Mac with Apple Silicon and 16 gigabytes or more unified memory that is compatible with macOS Sequoia 15.1. That is the requirements for this. And yeah, so the idea is that they want this to be tested and proven by not just by Apple, but by any third party, that this is secure. Additionally, another thing that I think Apple has done this in some ways, but you don't very often see Apple open source, dumping proprietary source codes over on GitHub. You don't see that. They do have open source stuff. I should rephrase. They do have some open source stuff, but they are actually put components of the cloud platform, the source codes of them, open on GitHub. You can go access them now. Okay. It's not the whole platform, but it's just components of it, but specific security components that they want tested. This isn't open source. Let me clarify. I should clarify. This isn't open source. It's not open source because you can't go then take this and use it in your own project. So I should rephrase. It's not open source. It's but it is publicly available. All right. Because it's limited license. So it's limited license. You can only use it, for research purposes, okay? It's not open source. I should rephrase. They do have some open source stuff, but not, I don't think that much. They like I said, they like to keep their shit very proprietary, very closed off, okay? Most of their open source stuff is for people to develop apps for Apple. So it's kind of like a symbiotic thing. But in this case, it's not open source, but it is open to the public to look at and probe over on GitHub. And you, like I said, you could go there now and download the source codes. You can't use them for your own project, but you can use them to look at. So that's interesting. And then this part, if you do happen to be a big cybersecurity honcho, okay? If you happen to be a cybersecurity Chad, you could earn yourself a clean $1 million through their bug bounty program, all right? If you manage to complete remote code execution on the private cloud, that's $1 million in your pocket, all right? I can promise you it would be very hard to do that, or they would not be offering $1 million. But who knows? Maybe somebody will, and maybe somebody will earn a clean $1 million. And luckily, that will make the private cloud more secure because somebody found the problem and they fixed it. Now, of course, there's other prizes for other types of flaws that may be in the private cloud that they want fixed. But they accept any sort of, report. So yes, I find this very interesting. I think this, listen, I don't want to shill for Apple. Okay, yes, I am an Apple user. I don't mean to shill for Apple, but I think this does show that they're taking this private cloud compute thing seriously. That they really want to, put it out there that this is going to be as secure as they say it is, that your Apple intelligence requests are going to be protected, and that they are not going to come after Rixie for jailbreaking the AI and turning it into, into their loyal and sex-hungry wife, all right? It's definitely not, with the price of their hardware, 1 million is like a drop of water in the ocean. Yes, Tethera, but it's not a drop of water in the ocean for a lot of people. So this is secretly how Beaker makes his sub buying money. Oh my goodness, are you a bug hunter? Is that what it is? You've been out there hunting the bugs, earning the bounties, and then giving it all back to Rixie? Well, thank you. All right, anyways, but yes, Apple Intelligence, I will get your ass. Next. This is really scary. There was is a service. There is a service called, what is it called? The company is called, no, not that. This is the good guy in the story. All right, where is it? Babel Street. Babel Street's Locate X platform. Rixie 2024, Apple, I will eat your ass. Listen, I did I say that? I don't know. I might have seen that. I might have said that. Anyways, but yes, Locate X. So this is a service that allows you to track mobile device users by their mobile advertising ID, also known as a MAID. Okay, so everybody, and whether you like it or not, I mean, unless you live in the wilderness, okay, if you use mobile apps and devices and stuff, you're going to have a MAID, a mobile advertising ID, which is used to identify you for advertising servicing purposes. Okay, it's the reason why I keep getting these fucking ads on the side that I need to use my VPN to fucking hide. Okay, because this MAID, this mobile advertising ID, it may not have your name attached to it, your name and your identity and your address attached to it, but it does have your device location tied to it, right? Okay, because when you're, let's say you're in Kentucky or something, and they want to serve you concerts in Kentucky, advertisements, or restaurants near you advertisements, they're doing that based on your device location. So, they basically, this company, Atlas Data Privacy Corp, found that you could use this platform. So this is an image that this company made using this company's service, showing all of the unique MAID numbers seen at, this is a mosque, so this is all the devices that are in this mosque. Okay, now you may think Kentucky mentioned. Oh, are you from Kentucky? I don't know, I just said a random state. Oh my gosh, don't dox yourself, Beaker. Anyways, So you may say, well, what does this have to do with anything? It's all just a bunch of red dots. Nobody's going to know who's who here. Well, not necessarily, because what could happen is you could be surveilling this building, right? You could be over at here at the Dearborn Academy, wherever the fuck that is, right? You could be over here observing and watching this, okay? And you could see somebody come one of these red dots move out over here, and now you see that person. Now you know who that MAID is. All right? Now you can track that MAID wherever it goes, okay? Follow it home, whatever. And you can figure out where that person lives based on how many hours they're spending with a certain location and stuff, right? Confirmed Beaker's a Saudi prince in Kentucky. Yeah. Yes, makes a lot of sense. Makes too much sense, honestly. So, yeah, this is kind of scary because you're learning a lot from this. Well, I'm glad, Trax. I'm very smart. Oh, I don't know if I'm smart. I'm just passionate. But yeah, so this is kind of like when I realized when I was learning about blockchain crime, like way back when the blockchain was like, you know, a new fresh hip thing. I was learning all about like how it's anonymous, but it's not really secure, because once somebody's able to tie your name to a Bitcoin wallet, for example, they can then see every transaction you've made because of the blockchain. Because the blockchain actually tracks everything, right? It just anonymizes it. But once you put those two pieces together, now you're really cooked, because now you have all the transactions. There actually is a paper trail, right? Because you think of cryptocurrency as being, oh, there's no paper trail. No, there is a paper trail. You just don't know exactly, unless of course you make a different wallet for everything. Then you know, whoever's trying to track you is cooked, because but anyways, so in this case, you may say, oh, it's anonymous, so it's just everybody's a red dot. It doesn't, well, not, yeah, everybody's gangster until somebody's over here, you know, spying from Dearborn Academy, all right? Everybody's gangster until somebody actually sees the dot move and then realizes that's you, all right? It's hard to read it's a hard to read paper trail, yes. So, essentially, this company is arguing that, you know, this could potentially be used for all kinds of nefarious purposes. And in fact, they believe that there's a potential that law enforcement could use a service like this to surveil people. That's just I don't think that they said for sure that people are doing that. But, oh wait, actually look, according to Atlas's lawsuit, one of the messages demanded money, warned that his family would pay in blood. Wait, what? Okay, never mind. I think that person's involved with the private investigator. But anyways, hi, cool man. Yeah, I don't know. This is a good read. If you're interested, Krebs on Security is a good source in my opinion. All right, I don't know if any of you have strong opinions on Krebs on Security, but this is one of the sources that I will say is probably better than The Verge. Hi, Miki. Hi. But yeah, anyway, so you are not safe with the freaking, you are not safe with the mobile advertising IDs, because hypothetically anybody, including the police, your stalker, you know, Rixie, could use this platform, purchase, I mean, I think you do have to pay for it, but to purchase this service to track people under the guise of it being for advertising, right? I have strong contrarian opinions on Krebs. You do? I know not everybody likes. I didn't know this. I used to just read Krebs and be like, wow, this guy's great. Until recently, I did like read something where they were like, Krebs is a hack, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So okay, my bad. If you also feel like Krebs is a hack, I don't know. I've always found his stuff interesting. But if you don't like him, I don't like them because Rixie like, oh, okay. So you're just being ironic? No, I'm being serious though. I have seen people criticize this guy. I don't know why. I've been reading his blog for years, and I never really, you know, thought anything of it. But I don't know. Maybe there's people out there who just want to hate, you know? Anyways. So that's that creepy thing. And then last but not least, we just have a little, you know, a dude taking an L, all right? A Buffalo police detective, Buffalo, New York. A police detective was found to have purchased 200 credentials on the dark web. Like, dude, you're a detective. What are you doing? What are you gonna use those credentials for? Well, he was doing some shady crypto stuff, of course, but it's just funny. He purchased them on Genesis Market, which is a dark web marketplace, so you can buy people's passwords and, you know, whatnot. And stolen credit cards as well. He bought. He's a detective. Like, this is embarrassing. Otter time. Hello. How you doing? Oh my gosh, wait, thank you so much for the bits. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. The crab menace will be destroyed. Yes, fuck the crab menace. I don't know what we're talking about. I miss classic organized crime. I know. Yeah, but I just thought this was goofy. Thought this was goofy and embarrassing for Mr. Terrence Sizek, or Sizek, all right? Especially because when the FBI, he got an extra charge because when the FBI confronted him about this, he blamed it on his nephew. What an asshole. What an asshole. Yeah, he blamed it. He said he's accused of making false statements, saying that he had not purchased the stolen credentials, further stating that his nephew may have been responsible for the online purchase. That makes me wonder how old his nephew is. He's 34. How old do you think his nephew was, you guys? 15? Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna hack the systems. I'm gonna hack your system. I'm gonna find your porn folder. I'm gonna take your porn folder. I'm gonna put it in a zip archive. I'm gonna send that zip archive to all of your family members. Unless you give me one pink pen light right now. Just kidding. Just kidding. For legal purposes. This is a joke. No, you can't, because I am a hacker. Prove it. Prove it right now. Hack Analyve and take my pants off. Prove it. If you're a real hacker, go ahead. Do it. I invite you. Hello, Pax. It's good to see you again. Hi. Got some interesting characters here on Analyve. It's always a fun time. My model has pants. I'm sorry, my shorts, I guess. Alright, but anyways, this is just a goofball story. Don't buy people's credentials, you guys. Oh, but I was gonna say, I was joking that it was a 15-year-old, but honestly, there are legitimately like 13, 14, 15-year-olds doing stuff like this. They're like mostly like, you know, savant geniuses and stuff, but who will make excellent cybersecurity researchers in like 10 years time. Hack Analyve and take off my pants. That's what I said. Benjamin claims to be a hacker. I have my doubts. All right, I'm going to conclude Dark Mode Rixie's cybersecurity and cybercrime update. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Okay, now we're back to normal mode. Yes, my normal voice. Ooh, my squeaky normal voice. Ooh. Anyways. Other. This is just the random stuff I'm throwing at the end of the stream because I need to warn you guys. If you have a PSP, go check to see if your battery's swollen. Okay, I don't know if this is hysteria or not. I thought that this was fake news. Oh, I'm glad you love this voice. Ooh, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it. But I don't know, honestly. I thought that this was like fake news. I thought this was like an not an urban legend, but like I thought this was like one of those like hysteria, like, you know, like, oh no, like the batteries are exploding, the hoverboards are setting a fire. But, you know, it couldn't hurt to check. And it's on Tech Radar. I don't know if you guys think Tech Radar is a reliable source or not. Fun fact, the PSP thing is very real. Okay. Good to know. Sorry, I think I missed Otter Times. Okay, this joke is old enough that the PSP bomb was a weapon in Half-Life 2 mod. Oh, so this is like, is this one of these things that pops up every once, like, is this one of these things that pops up all the time that's like the PSP batteries have been doing this for so long? Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, I saw this recently on Twitter, and I went to go check if it was legit, and I couldn't really tell if it was legit, but it was being posted on multiple news sites, including, like I said, I don't know if you think Tech Radar is like a real news site or not, but like, you know, it's better than nothing. I don't know. And there's a tweet here with a photo. So, if you have a PSP lying around, I would just give it a check. Yeah, I would just give it a check. See if its battery's fucked up. Alright, be safe. Alright. Blue Sun said, I had one battery fall on me back in the day, so aging batteries falling over time doesn't seem impossible. Yes, and Abandi said, I've already seen friends check and have stolen batteries. Yeah. So please check your batteries. Alright, pretty creepy. You know, my battery swelling is not fun unless it's my battery, because I love you so much. I mean what? Anyways, next one. Somebody stop me from spending. I can't afford it. I legitimately cannot afford to buy a $500 iPad mini. Okay, it's so tempting though, because this is the stop Rixie from making a spurious purchase. Hi, Connor. This is the stop Rixie from buying something she can't afford to buy right now thing. Okay, hear me out though. The new iPad mini, it's $500, which makes it the cheapest, if not, well, one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest device that you can get that has Apple Intelligence, okay? I was worried that you're doing any frivolous spending. Oh no, Connor came here because his spidey senses were tingling that I was gonna make a bad purchase. I'm sorry. he's like, oh no, I sense bad financial decisions. I need to stop Rixie. Rixie, no swiping. Your credit card. How many times do I need to teach you this lesson, old woman? Oh my gosh, Alvandi. Hi, Gigi. Maybe I'm doing early Christmas shopping. That's a good point. Why don't I just ask for it for Christmas? Why don't I just ask Brightful Technologies? Every year, Brightful Technologies gets me a lovely Christmas gift. Every year. Actually, I shouldn't say Brightful. I should say the Brightful family. Every year, my Brightful parents. Every year, even though I am a hag robot, every year they buy me one present. Okay, and they say you can have a good present to help you in your life. So last year I got a microphone. I got the microphone I'm using right now. And then the year before that, I got, what did I get the year before that? I don't know. I get different things every year. One year I got my current iPad. One year I got a Keurig. One year I always get something. I think at the year before that I got my VR headset. Okay, I always get something good. You're trying to sing Fire from Blackpink. I love Blackpink. I hope you're able to sing it. Hi, Rocket. Hello. Black Friday's coming up. Yeah. I need this as a business expense for Tech Chat. Listen, I mean, if I'm being honest, if I asked, so I don't know if this is like supposed to be a secret. I don't think it's supposed to be a secret that they have slightly changed what we can put on our throne for the better. Like we have more options that what we can put on our thrones now. And I think that if I made the argument that I could use this for Tech Chat, I think that they would let me put this on my throne. However, I don't want you guys to buy it for me. I want to buy it myself. Can I sing it? Not right now. Well, I don't know it well enough to sing it, but I'm not going to sing it right now because this is not a karaoke stream, Gigi. You have to pay attention to the streams and the topics because you don't want to go off topic because then some people might get mad and mute you, including myself, but I'm not going to do that because I just warned you. All right, anyways. Yeah, but anyways, every year, my Brightful parental units do usually get me one good gift, so maybe I'll ask them. I mean, a $500 iPad is on the more expensive side, so maybe I could ask them. Like, for example, my iPad Pro, my voice is pretty, well, thank you, Gigi, that's very nice of you to say. My iPad Pro that they got me for Christmas, they actually didn't get it from me for Christmas, they paid for part of it, so... So maybe I can get them to do the same thing with this. But let me go over why I want it. Because I saw this. Oh no, it's The Verge again. What? Okay, guys, I'm never using that. Wait a second, it's The Verge? No! But I saw this review, and it talked about how, I'm not saying that the review convinced me to get it, but I will say that something I didn't know about the iPad mini until I saw the review is that it's compatible with the new Apple Pencil, okay? I didn't know that until I saw this review. Now, like I said, I'm not going off the opinion of The Verge person. I just didn't know that it was compatible with the Apple Pencil until I saw this. So, not only would I get Apple Intelligence, but I also would have a new tablet to draw on, okay? Because my other tablet is having the problem with the screen, okay? And I'd rather, listen. But yes, I just wanted to say that I want this. I'm not gonna buy it right now, but you need the new Apple Pencil. Yeah, but the new Apple Pencil is only, what? It's only like $100, right? Or is it 200 or 100? So you want an overpriced mini iPad because you want an overpriced plastic stick. No! That is not the case. Also, Apple Intelligence. I want Apple Intelligence. That's my main goal. Because I want to jailbreak it. I want to jailbreak it. Because you can. Because it's a private cloud. By the way, guys, I meant to mention this. I meant to mention this when I was on the Apple Intelligence thing. But Apple Intelligence is supposed to release next week. I should have said this. I mean, I don't know if this is like crazy news, but yeah, it's gonna release next week, but only on devices that it's compatible with. Yes, which I don't have one. This is where I would put my Apple Intelligence if I had an iPhone 16. That's like how I feel right now. Yes, Apple Intelligence is being released. It's expected to be released. It hasn't been like officially given a date, but Apple does this thing where they'll be like, yeah, we'll do it next week. And then everyone's like, what, next week? What? And then, yeah. So remember, Frontineers, always commission art for Rixie. Never give her money directly. Hi, Puff. That's a little too real, Bunny. Ooh. Please, I promise they won't. Buff Werewolf Dragon Fireman. That is a hell of a name. Welcome, Buff Werewolf Dragon Fireman. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, Gigi. All right. Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna buy this. You can feel safe to give me money, please. Ooh. Anyways, no, you don't need to give me money. But I assure you, my financial decisions are better than everything I say and do would make it seem. Harry, I need Apple devices Apple Intelligence compatible for tech chat. That's basically the argument, right? All right. Well, anyways, next one. Roblox give parents more control over their kids, blocks preteen users from accessing certain chat features. That second part is good. That first part is okay. Listen, I gotta be honest. Roblox, the only thing I associate Roblox with is people getting groomed, because I feel like every time I hear about Roblox, it's on a YouTube video about some predator getting exposed. All right, that's why, like, whenever somebody like over the age of like 19, like is playing Roblox, I'm always like, you're doing what now? And why are you doing that at your age? Now, okay, I should say I have since learned that there are some pretty fire games, apparently. I've never played Roblox. You feel like you're on TikTok? I mean, it is a mobile streaming app, so yeah, I hope you're enjoying the stream at least. No. Well, like I said, I have since learned that is not the case, that there are grown-ups who play Roblox, because there are some pretty fire games on there, like Dress to Impress, which is like all the craze now, which I still haven't played Roblox yet. But, you know, I would play it to play whatever, Dress to Impress. I heard that there's like shooting games on it. I didn't know all this about Roblox. I just thought it was like I thought it was just a little kid. You played Dress to Impress? Yeah, it seems like people have a lot of fun with it, all right? But I do know also, I have, you know, from, like I said, what I've read and watched and stuff before, Nexus Dress to Impress, that would be fun. Maybe that would finally convince me to try to play Roblox, all right? I feel like I'm way too old to play Roblox, but, you know, whatever, for content, I guess. But anyways, and I always hear about, you know, predators on there and stuff from, like, YouTube videos and stuff. And I saw this. Roblox gives parents more control. I'm like, do you think that parents who are letting their kids play Roblox give a shit? Like, I'm sorry. Like whenever I see any sort of children's website or app or whatever that's trying to put protections in, and they lead with parental controls, I'm like, I'm guessing I'm 17. You're guessing I'm 17 or 18. I'm 18. I'm definitely 18. I've been 18 for, oh gosh, a long time. But yeah, I am definitely 18. I've been 18 for, going on, something like a decade or so, or maybe longer. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, no, whenever something like this leads with parental controls, I'm like, you are really bold to think that parents give a shit, because I'm sorry, like, like parents don't give a shit. Parents, like, I'm sorry, more like 2 decades? You think I've been 18 for 2 decades? I don't think it's been that long, nobody. I don't think it's been quite that long, unless unless maybe like I'm suppressing the memory, but ooh. Plot twist, El Bondi was the person who said I sound like a grandma on an alt account. So they can deflect the blame on the parents. Yes, Jay. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, it's not Roblox's job to parent other people's kids, but I do think it is their job to keep kids safe on their platform. And they know damn well, they know damn well that relying on parents is not going to keep kids safe on their platform, because parents don't give a shit. Hello, LA Thigh Stealer. Rixie, can I do a poem about you? Is it gonna be a poem about how you're gonna steal my thighs? Yes, you can. Anyways, to be fair, though, we are also tying their hands. They're not allowed to store information about minors, so they can't really identify minors on their site. Well, I think. Well, are they not allowed to collect like birthdays just to see if somebody's a minor? I don't know. But anyways, hey, those thighs are mine. Listen. The thighs are for everybody. Okay, they're communal thighs. All right, I'll mass print them. I'll 3D print them. I'll release 3D print Rixie thigh. No, okay, wait. Anyways, open source. My thighs are open source, you guys. All right. And speaking of thigh, what is that supposed to mean? Oh my goodness, return to slime. All right, everybody on Alive is gonna wonder why my voice got so squeaky. Well, it's because I just got transformed into a slime over on Twitch, or I'm about to get transformed into a slime. Let me do that transformation. Bippity boppity boop. Ooh. Oh, I'm still a fairy slime. Hello, it's me. It's slime time. Where's my antennas? There they are. Okay. Now I'm a slime. And yeah. I think, yeah, shit's sad because a lot of parents, they just let their kids go online and they just don't give a shit. And then when their kid gets like fucking kidnapped or something and they do the surprise Pikachu face. And I'm like, God damn it. Into the Rixieverse. Yes, it's slime time. Thank you, Beaker. But yeah, so I saw this and I just kind of rolled my eyes because I was like, did you ever fix that predator situation on Roblox? And I don't think they did. I don't think they did. You know why? Because they don't give a shit. All they want is some monies. But anyways, next one. This is just goofy. Did you guys see this? Allegedly, Elon Musk chats regularly with Vladimir Putin. Is this real? I tacked this on to the end because I just saw the headline and I was like, oh, what? It says, Tesla, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has been... Am I ready for the poem? Okay. I'm gonna read it out loud for everybody. So it better be good. Anyways, yeah, LA Thigh Stealer wrote a poem about my thighs. He's gonna tell everybody about it. Go ahead. But anyways, it says he's been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since late 2022. Rixie, with thighs so nice, I long to hold them, a coveted prize. But instead of stealing, I'll admire from afar, for her beauty shines brighter than a star. Is this generated by ChatGPT? Her grace and elegance are beyond compare. I'll cherish the memory, always there. In my heart, her image will forever reside, a reminder of the beauty she cannot hide. So I'll leave her thighs untouched and pure, and simply appreciate her allure. For true beauty cannot be contained in stolen moments or hearts that are pained. Rixie, with thighs so nice, you are a treasure, a paradise. And though I long to hold you near, I'll admire from afar with a love sincere. Whether that was AI generated or not, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That was pretty funny. Thank you so much. Anyways, explains the random turning off Starlink Ukraine thing. Well, yeah, that's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. They're saying that now he's buddies with Vladimir Putin. Okay, and they're tweaking each other's nipples. And then he's fucking, Musk Daddy, can you please turn off Starlink in Ukraine? Oh, anything for you, Vladimir Kitten. Okay. And okay. And apparently he did the same thing in fucking Taiwan. He was like, oh, Muskie. Oh my goodness, my girly, Xi Jinping. Okay, he really doesn't like that the Taiwanese people have Starlink. Can you please shut that shit off? And Elon Musk was like, okay, anything for you, baby. Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck is going on? Why is he friends with Vladimir fucking Putin? I don't understand. Anyways, that's just a random thing I found. I don't have nothing else to say about it. It's just weird. Here's another weird one. Huawei. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Huawei? The Chinese phone company? That apparently they were poaching computer chips. Hello, Amara. Department of Government Efficiency by Elon Musk is gonna be wild. No! Anyways, oh my god, just wait till he runs for president. Alright, mark my words. No way, he can't, because he wasn't born in the United States, so he can't. Never mind. But, oh my god, mark my words, he would though. If he wasn't born in South Africa, he would definitely try to run for president. Anyways. Yeah, apparently. I have a question. Are you Japanese? No, I'm not Japanese. I'm American. He can't because he will make it so you don't need to vote anymore. Ooh, the AI will vote for you. The AI will predict what you were gonna vote. Ooh. Anyways. 5 minutes are up. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, I love being a slime for you guys, but I gotta go because I know that a slime is very delicious and that you guys are going to try to cannibalize me if I stay as a slime any longer. Oh. Okay. Bye-bye. Whoa. Hi. I'm back. Okay. What's 5 times 6? It's 30. You're not using me to do your homework, are you? Look. If I zoom like this, it looks like those are my arms. Wait. In the ad. Wait. These fucking ads are awful. Anyways. Have you ever forget where you put your phone? Yeah, I have before. Alright, anyways. So. Huawei, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Huawei, apparently. Okay. The Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is a company in Taiwan that makes semiconductors. If you could not tell by the name. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I gotta keep goofing. On the ad. Anyways. What's my zodiac sign? Is Aquarius. So anyways, Huawei. Okay, let me back up. The Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company is a Taiwanese company that manufactures semiconductors. Okay, and they stopped giving their chips, their semiconductors. I'm sorry, they stopped giving their semiconductors to Huawei because the United States sanctions companies that give materials to Huawei because Huawei is Chinese. It's a whole like thing, right? So Huawei was not very happy with this, and allegedly, they got somebody else. They got like a middleman to like get the chips for them. All right. so apparently somebody opened up a Huawei, and they thought they wouldn't get caught because they're like, oh, who opens up a phone? And lots of people do. Okay, somebody opened up one of these fucking phones, and they were like, what is this TSMC chip doing here? That's not supposed to be there. So they called up Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. They're like, do you know your chips are in the Huawei phones? And it's like, my chips are where? Okay. So yeah, this is like some crazy weird scandal that's happening. Between where apparently Huawei, you know, paid off some other company to purchase chips from Taiwan and then purchase them back from, you know, that company. So I don't know. This is another one of those random. That's why I put it in the other category. It's just another one of those random things. That's like, what the fuck, you know? So yeah, you never know. Listen, I think thank God for those. You may be like, Gigi, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do your math homework for you anymore. All right, are you even old enough to be on this app? Please be respectful of the topic I'm talking about. Okay, I gave you a lot of chances because I feel bad for you, but I really think that if you're less than 12 years old or 13 years old, then you should delete the app and go somewhere else. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yes. Thank God for those channels that fucking break open phones. You may be like, oh, what a waste of a phone. But no, we need them to do that. Rixie, how do I go live? Okay, all you have to do is, first of all, you need to send me your photo ID so I know you're an adult. And then once you're done with that, I'm just gonna need you to send me, I'm just gonna need you to sit on your phone and then take a picture and then just send me the picture. And that is how we verify that you can be on the app. Hi Moro, hi Jizuko, hi. Anyways, so that's how you go live, yeah. Also, we're gonna scan that picture and we're gonna make that your model, okay? Just so you know. Anyways, so yeah, thank God for the people who take the time to destroy phones. Hi, Rixie Hagful. Hey! I mean, well, I'm just talking about how apparently some company, like, they got told they couldn't use a certain semiconductor anymore. So instead of just using a different semiconductor, they asked another company. It's like a little kid asking an adult to buy them cigarettes or something. Okay? They were like, hey, could you go buy that semiconductor for me? Because I'm not allowed to. But you are, so could you buy it for me and then give it to me, or like I'll buy it from you? So they did that shit, and they only found out because somebody opened up the phone and they was like, wait a second, I'd recognize this semiconductor anywhere. Anyways, that sounds like a very elaborate scheme to get dick pic. Listen, I assure you, I don't need to scheme to get dick pics. Okay. All right, people, it turns out people just send those willy-nilly for free whether you ask for them or not. Anyways, that's why I have my DMs closed though. But anyways, so yeah, thank God for the people who are destroying phones, just ripping phones open and looking inside. Because, you know, the next freaking, hello, Huadian fan, hi. The next motherfucker, the next, you know, Chinese company that puts a spy camera in your phone, all right, they're gonna get caught by, like, you know, Jake's Tech Reviews on YouTube, who fucking, you know, tore the phone down. All right, and then last but not least, Okay, actually, no, this is kind of least. I saw this article. Who gets the TikTok and the divorce? Alright, guys. If Dr. Fish and I fall out, alright, if we're not friends no more, who's gonna get my channel? Who's gonna get my channel? Me or Dr. Fish? It's gotta be me. My name's on it. Ooh, yeah. But this is just something funny. This is just something funny. I highly doubt you were in college, Gigi. Don't lie to me. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Among the okay, so this is just the opening. This is a Wall Street Journal article. I just saw this headline though and had to like I had to tack this on at the end. When Kat and Mike Stickler filed for divorce, their lawyers had a math problem. Among the couple's biggest assets was Mike and Kat, a channel on TikTok and YouTube in which they shared their lives with about 4 million followers. No one knew how to evenly split Mike and Kat between Mike and Kat. This is so, but this is the reality. This is it. Who's gonna get custody of the AI bot? Who's gonna get custody of the Optimus bot? Beaker gets the Twitch account. I mean, that would be fair. Yes, okay. Then we're gonna sign it away to Beaker. No, Gigi, no, I think I'm too old to be your friend. All right, please don't look for friends online. Please look for friends in real life, okay? If you're really in college like you told me, okay, why don't you go to the lunch hall and go find some friends? Guys, I don't have the heart to do it. I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood today, guys. All right, I'm trying to be kind. All right, pay it forward, you guys. Anyways. Well, that's it, though. That's all I had. Rigby, what's the matter, Ted the Raw? What, are you scolding me because I'm being too nice? You guys, I don't have the heart to do it. I'm sorry. My heartware's too big. My heartware grew 3 sizes. I can't do it. Alright, anyways. That was all I had, though, today. I hope you had a good time at the Tech Chat today. I was in a very good mood. I'm too good to you. Aw, yeah. Alright. So, yep, I'm gonna find someone to raid. And, oh, I have a fun announcement that I'm gonna make on my Twitter. Actually, I can tell you guys now. So, I have been working on, you like my purse? Well, thank you, Gigi. Yeah, thank you. Everybody loves my star bag. It's where I keep my spare batteries, alright? I eat those batteries when I need energy. Anyways, you know, I told you guys I wasn't good with kids, but you know, maybe I'm feeling motherly. Maybe it's the diaper commercials. It finally kicked in my motherly instinct. Anyways. No, Nick! Aw, alright, anyways. So, but yes, I have a fun, oh yes, I do have a stream tonight. Okay, I have 2 announcements. Well, 3 announcements. Oh my gosh, it's the announcement channel. Okay, I just have announcements. First announcement, I am streaming tonight. I'm gonna be streaming Harvester. I'm gonna be streaming Harvester, which is another, okay, wait, who just said Blue Osan? I promise you, you are not the first person to say that. People have been saying that since before I debuted. Okay, it's just my power cord. Anyways, Harvester, you ate my money? How could you? I was so kind to you, Gigi. Why would you eat my money? Ooh. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing Harvester at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. This is another old, here, I'll give you guys a visual. Another old computer game from the 90s. Alright. And I'm swearing a vow. I'm swearing a vow right now. I'm not gonna rage quit, okay? I'm not gonna get so frustrated I turn to the bottle, okay? No, I'm not, I promise, okay? If I get stuck, I'll use a walkthrough. But I wanted to play this game because it is just like the quintessential like janky 90s game. I'm trying to find like a good a good screenshot to show you guys right now. And it is a horror game. It is a horror game, so it's perfect for, I can't believe it's almost Halloween already. But here, I'll show you like some screenshots, I guess. Yeah, here's, this is somebody else's blog, so, you know, credit to this blog that has some screenshots for you guys. Yeah, so this is Alec Bavilacqua's blog. Thank you for having these screenshots. But yeah, so you can see it's got like these like photo, like, you know, things. And then, you know, this is how they do the, I've played games like this before, like, I've played games like this before that have this sort of like weird visual style where it's like photos. Yeah, I have played games like this before. Is that Jesus? Anyway, yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, if I get frustrated, if I get stuck, I'll stay calm. I'll use a walkthrough. Hi, Shino. I'm just gonna make some announcements about my future streams. I'm not going to rage quit, okay? And if we need to just stop playing the game, play something else, we will. But calling a cultist Jesus, listen, any man with facial hair and wearing robes is Jesus, okay? I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, that is... What the fuck is that at? Okay, anyways. That is Harvester. That's what I'm playing tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Viewer discretion is advised. Secondly, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I don't know what that... I saw like a glimpse of it and I was like, that doesn't look right. Anyways. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Minecraft, we are going to be opening another portal. All right? You're going to start seeing a lot of other people announce it too. We're going to be opening the nether portals in the Nexus Minecraft SMP. And we're going to be doing some activity. We're not just going to be doing that. There's going to be activities. We're going to have a scavenger hunt. It's going to be fun, okay? Hi, cute kitty. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Last thing. Fun announcement. So me and, I don't know if you know, Taryn Shieldsong of Nebulink, but Taryn and I are going to be hosting, hi cute kitty, we are going to be hosting, I also have a drawing stream. It's not a drawing stream, it's a just chatting. Please tell me I didn't put drawing, did I? Did I? I don't think so. It should be just chatting. Yes! Taryn Shieldsong. No, it's okay, Beaker. I think it was just chatting. Okay, you just worried me because I was like, oh no, did I fuck up my schedule? No. But Taryn Shieldsong and I are going to be hosting in mid-November. So there's time before this, but this is why I'm going to announce it now. In mid-November, we're going to be hosting a Nexus-themed Family Feud game that is, we are collaborating also with one of the restreamers, Mr. Knight, who has been helping us create a survey, okay, because what is Family Feud? We asked 100, you know, single women. We asked 100, you know, construction workers, whatever. Well, it's going to be, we asked 100 or however many people answer the Nexus survey, okay? Yeah, Misty Knight, pitched it to me and he created the survey, so credit to Misty Knight, and that's going to be hosted by Taryn and I in mid-November, but I'm going to be posting other Nexus members are going to start promoting it as well, the survey, okay, so please, and I'll be, you know, I'll probably add another stream thing for Beaker to worry about. And you know, exclamation point Family Feud or something for you guys to take the survey. It is kind of a long survey, but it's gonna make it so that we can have our Family Feud game be Nexus specific, and it'll be questions like, you know, which Nexus member is most likely to blah blah blah, or like, you know, stuff like that. Hi T-Rex, hi. So I'm gonna post a graphic and the survey link and everything today, and I'm gonna be making sure that the other Nexus members know that they can start promoting that. And please take the survey so that we have enough responses. And I'll put like the tentative date and everything on the post. All the information will be there. But yes, that was everything I had to say. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go now. Okay, you're not my hostages anymore. Let me find somebody to raid. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I had a very good morning with you guys. All right. Let's see who's streaming. Oh, remember what I just said about Roblox? Well, maybe I can change my mind. Oh, they're playing Dress to Impress. All right. So, Fume who is playing Dress to Impress. She has a very cute British elf VTuber, and she's playing Roblox. And go show her some support. So, I'll see you. I'm letting you out of the basement. I mean, you can stay in the basement if you want to, but you know, no pressure. All right. Have fun. Big kisses for everybody. Yes, Rixie Raid. All right. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Big kisses. Bye bye. All right.